Hey, what's good, everybody? We live. It's your boy Jordan, aka Dory. Giving y'all a solo stream today. My boy Son gotta, have some issues with connection, so he can't be with us today. So I'm gonna go ahead and take over for him. Today I just wanted to do like a little fun stream. Talk about the commanders because people in the community mainly just try to like rate character strength off of commander level. So I wanted to just break things down and see what people thought about commanders in regards to their importance, power level, all that good stuff. And I guess while I wait for everybody to pop in or come in, I'll go ahead and let y'all know how I feel with the commanders. Like, for me, I've always thought the commanders were interesting because the role they play in the story is, again, of course, like the foot soldiers for the Yonko, but also regards mainly like, and you say antagonists or walls, or like a wall to overcome for certain characters. So like we just got with Luffy, we got Katakuri that was more so like the next level for Luffy to achieve to get to, so he can go ahead and be able to at least get to a high level to fight with Yonko or the admirals and stuff. So I think that's just how I see the commanders. So a lot of people like to try to break them down or put one over the other. But for me, I think like all like you're on a certain level. Like say you're first commander, I feel like all first commanders, so like Marco and Katakuri, which are confirmed first commanders. I feel like those two guys are like on the same level, pretty much even. But someone like Jack, I have right now put Jack in the same boat as Cracker. As far as I say third or say commander level, depending on how you see the story. That's just how I see it. I see someone done popped in. Who is this that done popped in? Oh, what's it, Kenya?
Sup, nerds.
No, not much, not much. Just trying to have like a little civil cough, cough.
Hmm.
Stream over commanders and just what we think of them.
Katakuri is
Saying hi.
still strong.
No high for
That's
me.
fine. Nah, fam. Nah, you trash, trash. Tell me nah.
You
Trash,
fucking trash.
trash. But nah, what's good, Sensei? How you doing, fam?
What's good with y'all people?
Not
I'm
much,
about to
not
get
much.
drunk on y'all stream. Y'all heard the bottle pop.
That's fine. Hey, do you, fam? That's fine. Hey, but just again, the stream. Just to ask both of y'all, what y'all think about commanders? They role in the story, and I guess they strength level. If you want to include strength level, what do y'all think about them?
Yo, 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 yo,
Um,
yo, Sensei, I'm drinking too, bro. Just my
This man sound trash.
my about
They
this
are trash, trash.
longer.
Come on,
Oh
man.
man.
Ah,
But no, Kenya, what do you
I'm
think, fam,
really,
about
I'm, I'm
commanders?
really part of Dorian Broggie.
Oh my god, this man Sensei is garbage. Oh man, but no, we're gonna start with Kenya. Kenya, what do you think about commanders, fam? Like what they entail in the story. What do you think?
like they got like a tricky spot, right? Because they're the people who are supposed to be, right before you take out the Yonko, right? So obviously they
Yeah.
get put up on this pedestal. I mean, like I said, I personally think Katakuri is still stronger than Luffy, maybe, but um, I just wonder like what the difference is between them all because we see like Jack's like a billion berries, right?
Yeah.
So, and he pretty much soloed Zoe by himself without really taking any damage. So these people aren't just people you can fuck with, but I feel like at a certain point, like Luffy won't be the ones dealing with them, too.
Hmm.
But like, so like, when does that point come? Because we think there's a pretty solid gap between Luffy and the rest of his crew, and then
I mean, I got
eventually
you.
they're gonna have to be the ones who take on them instead. Because Luffy can't just tank a bunch of Yonko commander
Each
fights and then
arc,
go fight the Yonko after, right? So
each arc, one of the characters will be able to fight the commander. Like this arc for Zoro, next arc for like Sanji, next arc.
Well,
do you
is
think
it
like
though?
Jinbei? Do you think Jinbei
Um,
could like fuck with the commander for a bit or what?
I think he
Yeah,
could.
bro.
He
My
fucked with
I
Ace
personal
would.
for
opinion, man.
what 5 days?
Jinbei is strong. Is the second strongest nigga on the crew until I see Zoro do some amazing shit.
That's all.
I
That's
usually
all.
say they're
Also,
I usually say they're like
so
equal right now. I guess. but I'm expecting Zoro to like show more than him in Wano. But for now, I'd say they're equal.
I would say you said I would say Jim. No. Actually I have Zoro over Jinbei. I ain't gonna have I have Zoro over Jinbei. I used to always say
I mean,
Jinbei over Zoro, but I say right now it's Zoro over Jinbei just because of logical story progression and just I just feel Zoro has something over Jinbei that can put him
So let
over.
me ask you a question: was
Hmm.
Zoro over Jinbei as soon as the time skip started? Like as soon as we got these
No,
niggas on
no.
Sabaody,
To be
how?
honest, no.
So what? So what changed?
I mean,
What changed? That's what I'm
Jinbei,
saying. What changed?
Jinbei
This is
needed
what I'm
help
saying. What
fighting
did he?
Watatsumi, bro. What do you mean?
No, it's
Zoro
not.
What's
No,
that
wasn't
up?
that guy.
no, it's not that. It's just like I said. For me, it's just looking at the story how it is now. Wano, like I said, it wasn't like that until literally we got to Wano. When we got to Wano, like I just
That's what I'm
realized,
saying. But you're
okay,
saying story
Well,
progression. It's not story progression. It's just you getting to see more of his like shit. Like that's why I asked. Like you
no,
would have to assume he was strong because he didn't get no fight to where he grew. He just like you just seen more shit from him.
no, this
it's
thing,
also the
I'm with that, but it's just how story plays out. Just same like with Sanji. There's really anything Sanji did in Whole Cake that made him any that made him any stronger or anything. To keep it a book, he got better at cooking, or not better, but he uses cooking skills most mainly. But from my opinion, Sanji just got stronger. But he just got stronger. Again, not because of the race suit, but just because of the story. Like just the story, like the story to how it plays out. I feel like at a certain point you just kind of see or kind of get a feel that okay, this person is gonna get stronger or is already stronger. It's the kind of way. It's just how it's how One Piece is. So like right with Luffy, I can already see right now in my mind. Luffy right now it can smack Big Mom Kai right now in my mind. He can smack him right now. To be honest,
Oh,
but what
what's
happened?
wrong with you?
I mean, hey,
Wait,
listen,
like
it's
okay,
One
so
Piece.
let's
It's
okay,
One
like
Piece,
if you
man.
like an undefended smack.
No, it's gonna be like
wait.
a mid.
Who's he
It's like
smacking?
a mid Big Mama Kaido.
Big Mom and Kaido
it's like a
after a
I'll say
high
it's a
diff
high
fight
smack.
with a
Yeah,
listen
it's a high fight.
after a high diff smack and Luffy gonna win.
Luffy will win. That's just how
Bro,
the
you
story is.
stupid.
You say I'm stupid. That's just how the story is.
As of
You can't
right
say
now or later in the story,
I mean, you're going based off
because
of
that's
things
the
you've already seen in the manga, so it's like a reasonable thought process, honestly.
right. Exactly. It's,
but
again,
look
we'll see
what
the
I
story.
listen.
So good.
But you saying right now though. You ain't saying later.
Yeah,
You saying right now. Like as
I'm
of right
saying yeah.
now, the Luffy we seen, Luffy Taro is going to smack Big Mom and Kaido.
Yeah,
No,
The
he
high def
just had
fight.
a
in
high
Yes.
two
diff fight with a
in
first.
2 weeks in the One Piece verse, Luffy's gonna sail to that island and he's gonna slap Kaido across the face and he's gonna call him a little shit and they're gonna fight and he's gonna win somehow.
That's it.
And
No,
And it gets
that's
it's
what
trash. It's trash, but that's it. That's how
I
it
bet
is.
any 2 weeks
obviously
they not
I'll wait
going.
for
They
more
not even.
information before I like
They.
100% say it, but you know,
Right. That's
I'm
just the
telling
overall
you,
gist of it.
I'd
just
say the
wait.
highest chance of possibility is that.
You saying after? You saying like when they fight, Luffy gonna win, but you don't know what can happen. I'm talking about when you say the Luffy right now could beat slap Big Mom and them. No, he gonna when they fight, he might have an opportunity because some shit gonna happen. Like, bro, but you're not talking about like this nigga that just went high ass for Katakuri, and I know for 3 months that our fight was crazy because this nigga Luffy wasn't supposed to win, and there was mad shit that you ain't like about that fight. So don't do this and say that this nigga
Yeah,
the
but
high diff that nigga about to go high diff Big Mom. Like, come on, bro. Don't come
Listen,
on.
there's plenty of
Don't
people who say
I
Luffy
can
is
do it, and
already.
I'm gonna
There
do
you
that.
go.
But again, this is a not Yonko Luffy discussion. That's for next week. That's a different topic. Right now we on Commanders. So let me ask this, both of y'all, so Zoro Sanji, if they are commander level, which I'm be awesome they are, which I guess ranking, which level are they? Like first, second, third? Where they at right now? If they were to fight commander right now,
and
it's like they fighting Jack and losing, they fighting Curry losing, Marco and losing, Cracker. What's up?
yeah, they definitely
Who's the
fighting.
commander?
They definitely losing the Katakuri.
I would say Sanji could. I would say Sanji could beat Snack based off of not seeing Snack at all, but I bet he could beat fucking Snack somehow. And
You
I've
know, it's
always
funny
thought
as
Zoro could
hell.
beat Cracker somehow.
There's some motherfuckers that be like Sanji can beat Katakuri because Katakuri Mochi and Sanji deal with food. That shit is the
Nah,
dumbest
we on
shit.
that right now.
No,
We
Oh
on that
if
right
man,
we're
now.
being
We're
really,
not
if
on
we're
that.
being really right, like, Snack is probably the weakest commander on any of their crews. So, or was so. Sanji's probably around there if he's like in that discussion, and I don't see Zoro like Zoro could probably have a good fight with Jack. I'm not going to say if he wins or not. He'd probably have a good fight with Cracker. I think he'd beat Cracker, but I don't know. You know, obviously we don't know. So I'd say like Zoro's like third commander, and then like maybe Sanji's like just under that tier. Seems like most people have 3 of them. Like Snack's a little like Snack's like a little bit of an outlier, so maybe like a 4th
Yeah.
commander level. If that's a thing.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. I mean, yeah, I said that. For me, I got, well, before they get their powers and stuff, I got Zero right now fighting with,
First
I say
commander.
Jake. I don't know. I would say Jack. I would
Because
say,
we don't
like,
know Jack's rank either. We don't know if he's
yeah, we don't
actually
know
the
Jack.
first or the third. Which
Because people
I
trying to
think
say,
he's the
like,
third. But
that he's the first. I don't think he's the first, to be honest. I
Just
don't see
know
him being the
he's the
first.
right hand man.
I mean, they
Yeah, he's the right
said
That's
hand.
what
that
the
he's the
vid
right
said.
hand man, but the thing
Yeah, he's
is,
right hand.
though, like they said, Kaido's all Kaido's men are labeled as a right hand man. So
yeah,
Yeah.
take
he's
that with a
3.
grain of salt.
So I don't get. Again,
We'll see.
let's say in terms of power, I don't think Jack's the right hand. Like to say the first in terms of power.
I'm just
Let's put
gonna
it like
say
that.
based off of like Oda has a pattern of introducing like the third and the second and the first.
Yeah.
He didn't even have Smoothie do anything, but he actually even like just introduced her before Katakuri too. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
So
say
yeah,
Jack's third, based off
I'm
of.
gonna
This
say it.
motherfucker Jonathan.
It was
I'm gonna say
good.
that. What's good,
What's
John?
good?
You know what I'm saying? Welcome, welcome. Are we doing talk about commanders now? Like you gonna try to break them down, see what our thoughts about them. So just to ask you your thoughts on commanders, they role to you, and their importance, all that. What do you think about commanders?
Hey, Jonathan, looking like a
Ooh,
snack, bro.
So
Oh no.
we gonna stop right
Come
there,
on, don't let
Josh.
me lead
We ain't
astray.
even
We
gonna continue this right now.
we ain't doing that. We're not doing
So,
that right now. We're
command.
not even doing that.
I'm just
That's
gonna
not even
skate past that.
that's not even gonna happen.
Like you mean the commanders like for all the Yonkos as a whole, or just like specific ones?
Yeah, all commanders we know. Also Marco, Katakuri,
Oh,
Jax,
Marco
Oh, well,
trash.
Smoothie.
they're a necessity
Oh no,
for any.
we're not doing that.
Yeah, I said
Marco
they're a
trash.
necessity. Like each one, I feel like has their own individual strengths and like thing advantages that they can take with certain opponents. But they are a necessity, and the commanders they vary in strength just due to the situation and their matchups and everything like that. Because we all know matchups matter in One Piece like hell. So yeah, I would say about that.
I'm
Okay.
just saying Marco trash though. We can have that
Okay.
talk.
You know
We're
what?
gonna
I
stop
know.
that
I want to
sensei.
wait. That's I want to wait for that. I want to wait for this, but this way to do this now. If you again, I'm a Marco fan. I'm a Marco believer. But since I just asked you why you think Marco's trash, what makes him
Marco
trash?
is trash. Marco is trash because of story, right? So the reason why I say this is because I know damn well that the shit that I seen at Marineford is not indicative of what Marco actually has in his like stock of powers. But he needed every ounce of that shit to
Yeah,
save his pops in Marineford. And that shit irks my fucking nerves that you just gonna have him like see Whitebeard die, see Ace die, all that shit, all his niggas die and shit, and he ain't go all out, but he gonna go all out with Luffy and them. Like you gonna see mad new powers, you gonna see other shit that he ain't do. He healing shit now. Like come
Is
on,
that
bro, that shit is
is that his fault?
trash. That's
Is that Oda
trash.
fault? Is that Oda fault for
That's
not being
trash.
yeah. I
for
about to say
doing that?
that's not the character's
It
fault.
don't.
It's the thing because again, most everybody Marineford didn't go all out. No one went all
Yeah,
out.
like we
But yeah,
didn't see
I
so
mean,
not
you
one
that's
said
on
person
Marco.
Oda.
change the weather.
They all
Like there's
trash.
three Logias, nobody changed
Exactly.
any terrain. Only nigga that
Exactly.
did something was Whitebeard, and he barely even went all out because that nigga couldn't even destroy everything because
I mean, you
he had to
can't just
protect his
change the
people.
terrain all
It's,
like it took
Yeah,
them
it's
10
like
days
still
to do that
trash.
between the
like
admirals.
like everybody was
It's still
ultra
trash.
holding back
But see,
in
here's
Marineford.
the thing about Marco and why he gets like a bad rap. And I'm not saying he's like the strongest character. He's obviously got like a sick power and shit. But like Marineford was like a situation that they were 100% going to lose, and like it just sucks being in that position that someone he had to take an L. Like there's
Yep.
just no way he
Pretty
like,
much.
and we don't even know like what like with his powers, we don't even know like could he use those on other people? Like if he like let's say he managed to fly over to Ace like right as it happened, could he have like stopped like the fucking attack or like something? Like they had to nerf him to the point he couldn't like save Ace anymore or something, right? So he just
It's trash.
he was just put in a position to fail from the start, and
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And
that's
that's
that's just like the most
fine.
unfortunate
Oh
part.
yeah, Oda wrote the
But
whole Whitebeard part as a
let's
whole
say you
into a
can't say that's
circle.
So
fine. You
y'all
can't say that's
must
fine. You can't say that's
listen,
fine.
y'all
But then
must feel bad for Judas. Judas, he just was meant to be trash. He was meant to do that shit.
yeah,
And
that sucks.
it happened. So it was meant for Marco to be like that. And he trash.
Bro,
I mean, that's
He's
because
not
his role
trash.
in the story was to be Whitebeard's first mate, the Whitebeard pirates to kind of get beat at Marineford, and then he would go on and lose to Blackbeard. That was like legitimately his entire plot in the story was to lose to Blackbeard.
Yo,
Well, that's
can
my
you,
thing.
He was
yo,
destined
can
for
I,
that.
What's
wait,
my
let me
thing?
say
Say, bro,
something.
that's my thing.
Hold on, let me
Do the
say
same
something,
injury for
Joel.
everybody else, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yo, bro, Ferd, where's the O?
The what?
Marine
Oh,
Ford. Look at like Kenya. You said Marine Ford. It's Marine Ford. Come
oh
on,
my
bro.
God,
It's
this
the
man
O, not an
sensei.
E.
This
I
man
actually
got
something came up.
very
I
bad.
gotta
This
I
nigga
gotta
here.
go.
Okay, all right,
Gotta
King.
go
That's
to
cool.
English class. I'm just
This
kidding.
about to look bad. Yeah, this was about to look bad on stream. Kenya, you got corrected and had to leave. Oh boy,
Oh
this is
my
going to
God,
look bad.
English
You
class.
better
I can't
watch your
stand
grammar.
this man.
Better watch your grammar, bro. Better
I
watch
cannot
that.
stand this man. This man here.
Oh fuck! Y'all niggas are so fucking shit. Alright, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's just talk about this. How would y'all rank the
This
first
man sounds
Yonko
supposed to be
commanders?
drinking right now. He's not supposed to be out
Bro,
here drinking.
bro. Listen to this.
He getting mad
I've
too.
been
Son getting mad
smoking
too.
and
Son
I'm
got mad, got
drinking.
triggered too. Son
Hey,
got triggered.
nah, bro. I couldn't let that shit fly by, bro. Alright, so look, Marco ain't trash. The portrayal was bad. I agree on that, but I don't know, man. Like I wouldn't rank Marco the strongest first Yonko commander in this series. I wouldn't even
Nope.
rank him third
No,
strongest. Like, there's way much more first Yonko commanders, way much stronger than him. Shiryu could fuck him up. What was the
I
other
don't know.
dude's
I
name?
feel like I do. I ain't gonna say he's the strongest, but I ain't gonna say he's the weakest either, man. I
Of
feel like
course.
I feel like Marco went directly against Whitebeard as like captain against captain. He didn't go against Shiryu. You get what I'm saying? Shiryu probably went against
Wait,
the next person, which was Jozu. And the headcanon aside, maybe Jozu's gone and Shiryu's
I think
Diamond
Joe's
Man
dead
now.
too.
Yeah. you know,
oh man, y'all think this nigga gone?
just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, so like he didn't get the chance to go against Shiryu, which I do believe he still would have won. Like his devil fruit, regardless of whatever, unless you negate it completely, you're not doing anything to him. He's gonna always heal himself.
Man, just wait on it, man, nigga. We ain't got like Oda ain't have all that hockey shit planned out all like that.
He didn't.
Just
You're
wait,
right.
just wait on it though. Like he had some influence of hockey and that shit, but it wasn't like some shit to where like you could get to that shit. Like we don't know like if people like to like take that Mihawk slash with Buggy, but it's like wouldn't like it's like it's somehow some way with hockey on the sword you could cut Buggy because hockey is meant to like go against shit like that. Like it's the same shit with Luffy. Like you turn him like the hockey allow you to physically hurt him. There's somehow some way you could do that shit. It's just not explained yet. Like nah.
I
I
mean,
don't
Oda
know, man.
gave this dude Katakuri Conqueror's hockey, bro. So like, almost just based
Exactly.
off that, I would put Katakuri over Marco.
For me,
Yeah.
I was headed to Cat Curry Marco for all
Just
the commanders
ape.
were saying that actually fought actually again not just my headcanon but just people who are actually like saying do something kind of action. I got Cat Curry Marco, Cracker, then Jack.
Yo, you fucking ape.
That's it. That's it.
Because like, I want to throw the Shanks dudes, and they're so bad. But like, I just have a gut feeling that Ben Beckman is just like a god in the verse. But like, I can't just throw him
Exactly.
ahead of these people based off of nothing, right? Except like a sly line to Kizaru pointing a gun.
Ben
Uh,
Beckerman.
what's good? What's good? Hemmings here? Or,
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, that's an ape, man.
what's
That's
good?
why I
Oh
said
yeah.
that shit.
I'll make sure you know what's good.
I
No,
didn't want to
about
interrupt his train of thought. That's why I didn't say nothing.
Oh no, you're good. You're
Nah.
good. No, so again, we just talk about Commander's Sound. You know what I'm saying? How we feel about them, all that good stuff. And just ask you so you can go ahead and get acquainted in the discussion. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about Commanders? Hemmings?
You know what I think about Nicole, I guess. Yeah.
No, so like, no, so, okay, say it's like their role in the story to you, like their importance, like how they fit in the story to you, how they fit
I think
in
this
the
server
story.
is a pretty. I think. Well, with recently, I think while Katakuri at least got used as a stepping stone, which I actually think in hindsight was pretty smart. But they're cool. I like them. I'm a huge fan of Marco, so like
What
I
the
like
fuck
Ben
is talking
Beckman.
about?
Marco trash.
Yonko Commanders.
I feel that, but that's my boy.
Man,
You just like being
Marco,
trash, Hemmings. I know. You
Marco,
an ape.
Marco,
man,
listen,
that is
listen.
short for him.
I don't
But
mind being trash.
what's
Hey, y'all gonna
I
stop
want to ask this?
disrespecting.
Wait, wait, question say just so I want to this. If Marco's trash, is anybody else that had the Marine for they can go all out or show all their abilities? Are they trash too? I
That's
have,
not what I'm saying. That's definitely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is because he needed to do everything in his abilities to win, and he didn't try that. And it's just like I know that we're gonna get like more shit, but we needed it back then, fam. Like
Whitebeard
it's
needed
niggas
to
that
do
like
it as well, though.
no,
right.
listen, nigga, it's certain nigga. So you telling me that this nigga Marco got some shit to where he could affect all the Marine Force? You really think that?
I don't know, man. Awakening's
Some
weird.
shit to
I don't know what the fuck he has, to be honest.
That's what I'm
it's not even
saying.
about awakening. You're gonna get base attacks that he could do that's just like he could do just wait, bro. You're gonna see shit. Like you're gonna see more shit than just a base kick with some flames on his arms and shit. Like you're gonna see more than that. Like shit is
Uh,
just like no.
but
The portrayal was bad, bro. It's a lot of niggas that had like bad portrayals, but if you want to argue like niggas on the Marine side, you can't really say that for because they was fucking winning. So
they
nigga, they
still
was
weren't
doing
going all
everything and they
out.
could hold up. Listen, that's not it. They was doing everything in their capabilities and was winning. There's niggas on the
Wait,
white
wait,
bear side. You got
wait, wait,
what
wait.
do you
What's to
mean
say?
they
That's
was winning?
Sensei. Did the Marine Fur turn into a forever snowland or freaking a volcano?
Did you hear? I don't think you heard what I said though. You just like start talking. Like I said that on the Marine side, they was winning. So it's like nigga, when they was what they was doing was causing them to win. So it's not like they was in like desperate situations. Michael and these niggas was in desperate ass situations. So it's different on the Marine side. Like if you want to argue somebody from White Bear side, we can have
That's
that
kind of true.
argument.
I kind of agree with you, and this is something I kind of brought up last stream yesterday. Actually, was it yesterday? Yeah,
Yeah,
yesterday.
yesterday.
Where I just had a huge problem with Marineford and how some things were handled. Where I felt like it was a great war. I love the arc, but it's like Oda reserved a lot of stuff for later on for the end of series because he didn't want to show us what all these guys can
That
do. And I
he
don't I
did.
don't want to. For me, it's not an indictment on Marco itself as opposed to I think it was just a little issue in the writing side of it. The reason
Okay.
why I like Marco so much because he was the one who literally kept trying to jump in to save Whitebeard, and he's like, "Nah, I got
Right.
this." Man, can I
Right.
save you, dog? Like,
Right.
like,
Because like for
let
me,
me help.
because for me, yeah, because you just said people on Whitebeard's side. That means that Boa has to be trash because she didn't go all out because she was losing technically because she was helping Luffy out. Crocodile's trash. Ivankov trash. Pretty much
Mihawk
everybody on
trash.
Whitebeard's side is trash.
It was
Mihawk,
just
no,
yeah, it
I
was
mean,
just like a
No,
war,
yeah,
but he held back so much
that's what
things because he
you
didn't
should
want
say.
to
Yeah,
put a power
you said the
dynamic.
listen.
Marines are winning, so
Let
they
me.
had to do that. So we
Mm-hmm.
said people on
Okay,
Whitebeard's
so
side.
listen. Crocodile is on Luffy's side for what? Like it's not like when Crocodile got to Marineford, he wanted to kill Whitebeard, and then he went on to his own devices and shit. Boom. So now you like, let's go to somebody else. Like she, Bowen Hancock, she helping Luffy out, but she also out there like beating up Whitebeard pirates and shit.
Yo,
So
what's up,
she
what's up?
doing her job and helping the nigga and
Yo,
Yeah.
helping Luffy. It's like she nigga Luffy ain't die. So Boa did like it's a lot of shit that like go against what you're saying because it's like it's from one side you got like one side nigga not like people that's on multiple different sides with their own objectives. You got a side that's trying to stop them and you got a side that's trying to go get Ace. And it's like from both of them sides you can't compare that. You can't go to like the motherfuckers with multiple different views on like the war and shit. Like
The only people you can really like base Marineford on is like Whitebeard, Akainu, and like pretty much those two. Those are the only ones that really went all out. Everyone else is
it's not
just like it was just a clusterfuck. You can't really uh, gauge anyone's power level just from that arc.
man, like a nigga, I would still have the same problem of like Jozu and motherfucking Vista. It's just like I was a king to the thinking that Jozu might be dead, but I don't know. I'm iffy on it now, and I don't know about Vista. But like, I got that same problem with them too. Like you needed to do what you did, and you ain't do what you needed to do, and then you're gonna come back later and do what you need to do. What the fuck type of shit is that?
I don't know, man. Like I say, I don't see why you say he's trash was against something he can't even control because
That's
Oda didn't want.
Usopp.
Usopp, okay, it was Usopp. Sorry, my fault.
That's Usopp.
I don't think about Marco. Might be.
Nah, no,
Okay,
think about it though. No, think about it, nigga. A nigga that don't do what he need to do and then come back later and do what he need to do. Usad.
Usopp is great. I love Usopp's greatness. Hey, chill with
But
that.
he do it way faster than them. He do it way faster than them. It be in the next like 2 chapters. I gotta wait. These niggas then letting the shit go down to where it's irreversible. Usopp can come in and reverse the situation. They can't reverse
He's
the
a
situation.
he's a
Ace ain't
main
coming
character.
back.
He's a part of the main character. I'm sorry, the
Man,
main
fuck
crew.
that.
Like
I'm just
that's a
saying.
fact. Listen, that's a fact. You can't go. That's a story. Like Usopp can
I'm just
literally
saying.
go and do
Marco
that.
trash, bro.
No, man, you just say that just to say it. You like, again, that's not
No,
even
I'm
the basis
not.
for that. Like there's not. You can't say he trash
If you go on a
because
Discord,
because he
you can
was
type
written.
in Marco trash from me, and I
I
bet you
already
will
know. I already
find
know,
me.
fam. I know, fam.
Yeah,
I'm just saying you can't say the man trash for being written to
trash.
be kind of to
What?
be no not trash. Being written to not do
Okay,
what
so
he can
listen,
do
right?
to do it.
Who is
Because
trash in the story, bro?
nobody's trashing the story. I told you no one's trashing the story
What?
for me. Yes,
Never
yes. My no.
mind. No,
Yeah,
nah, you
I told you,
wildin'
Luke.
out.
I told you, Luke. Again, told you. I've changed, dude. I've reread, had talks. I've
So
changed.
any
Like the stories.
story, so who's trash in any
Wait, did
story?
I just hear that right?
Better question.
No, and what
No.
in any
Fuck that.
story?
Fuck that. In any story, name a
You're not
character
doing that
from the
right now.
story that's
That's
trash.
different. That's
No,
different
no,
I
but
mean,
discussion.
this
We're not
is
doing that right
there's
this
a
now.
the
character
point.
crash to
This the
someone.
point. That's
I'm
what I'm
pretty sure
Okay,
listen.
Usopp
someone
The
that's
is
trash.
point.
trash
The
Okay,
too.
point is,
as
yeah.
of right now, someone that's trash to me, even though I like her a lot, is Invisible Girl and My Hero. Even though I love her a lot, she's trash right now because literally has not done anything at all worth a note
And
in
guess
the
what?
story.
Why is she trash? Because she's written that way. She's not. She ain't in the writing. There's other
But she's
shit like
also not.
there's
She's
all.
not supposed to be a not trash character either. You know.
Right? She's supposed to be a regular character. Marco is supposed to be the right hand man to the
And that's
world's
what makes
strongest
him
man.
even more trash.
And this thing, he was doing actually doing good until he got nerfed, he got jumped, and then and we saw the Whitebeard crew. Well, Whitebeard's crew. Some people always forget the crew follow Whitebeard loyally. So whatever he says is law to them because that's their pops, that's their dad. So when he tells them, "Hey, I'm good," they listen. So again, everybody now can say, "Well, if it was me, I would have just said, forget that. I'm healing you, Dad. I'm doing my own thing, Dad." But in the story, they follow Whitebeard to a T, except for Ace. Ace the only one that didn't listen to Whitebeard. It cost him his life. But everybody else in the crew, they follow Whitebeard unloyally. They follow his man word law. So you said
Bro,
that
like, bro,
you
you
again,
gotta stop speaking like this. You're not making no sense. Like the words that you're speaking, but I know what you're
how
saying.
not
You said they
how is not?
fought Whitebeard unloyally.
Oh no, I said they follow.
Like the
I said they
fuck.
follow. I just said they follow.
Unloyal.
You know,
Okay, they follow Whitebeard unloyally. Like either way it go, bro. Like you gotta clarify what you're saying. Like, come on,
you know what I'm saying, Buffet. You know what I'm saying. Like I
you
don't need
being
to, bro. I need
trash.
to. How been trash? You being trash? You know, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna ask everybody else. Everybody else here. You know what I'm saying? When I say that, when I'm saying white bro loyally, I'm sorry, loyally. I'm sorry, I say unloyally.
You ain't
I
said,
meant
yeah,
loyally.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, bro, you said
I
unloyally.
apologize. I'm
That's the
cutting myself.
point.
I said I
anyway,
apologize. But anyway, you know what I'm saying.
This nigga.
And follow this man loyally to no like no regard, no second thought. He says a word, something, they listen to it. So is that trash? So is that trash too for those following, listen to him? Is that trash too, Sensei? Is that trash too?
Man, listen,
I
bro.
only
That's not
I
the
understand
point.
what I kind of get where Son is coming from. Like I said, I'm not, to me it's not in the character itself so much. It was just an issue
This is
with
a
Marineford in
personal thing,
general.
and he trash.
So since you got
So that
category over
mean Jozu? Does that mean Jozu
Yeah, I
trash? That
got
means
category.
Jozu
Yeah,
trash.
yeah, I already
Jozu
said
trash then too.
this. I already
Jozu
said
said
this.
that. Hey
Yes.
bet.
I got
Hey
Visible
bet.
and credit I already said that.
me.
What the
Straight
fuck?
careless.
Yes, category over Marco.
I don't know though. I don't think so. How you got the best regeneration in the series and you got a mythical zone?
It run out.
It's probably awakened. We can assume it's
It,
probably awakened, right?
it run out.
Conquers
From
hockey by this time because
you
he
could
the leader of
probably
the crew.
assume, but we talking about from what we seen, and from what
I
we
feel what
seen,
you said.
you
I know what
ain't
you're
no
saying,
awakening.
but
Hold up. From what we seen, ain't no awakening. He was out there fighting
that's true.
multiple niggas that he knew. Hold up, he was out there fighting multiple niggas that he knew was stronger than him. You can't say
I
we
mean, he
ain't
has
know
a
about
food
awake.
experience.
Hold up, let me say this. You can't say we ain't know about awakening. It was awakened zones and
No,
impel down.
I'm not
Oh
saying we
wait.
didn't know about it.
Oh, so
We did.
hold up. So
Listen,
I'm
listen.
not. Yeah, but
We see some
yeah. That's what I'm
cuffs.
saying. So
So he can't even use his devil fruit to bring himself back. And then
you don't.
when he came back, he has such good regeneration that he doesn't have to even go awaken.
Okay, that's
But
cool,
what if
Black Luffy.
what if he does? He can fight longer than
It
anybody else in the
run out.
series.
You don't know that. It run out. It already told.
It could
Oda
drain
already
his
said
Doesn't
this.
stamina.
matter.
Yes.
Just it doesn't matter if it runs out. everybody's shit runs out. But I'm saying that's regeneration that some other people don't have.
Did
Other people just
anyone
have
that
like intangibility, other
yeah, but
things like
hold
that.
up.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine. You could just keep whooping his
straight.
ass. I don't think Michael's fuck like Katy Curry could whoop your ass for 11 hours. Remember that,
Did anyone not
I
said
get. I don't think
Marineford
Katakuri
gives
can whip
Awakening?
his ass for 11 hours like he did Luffy. No.
nigga. He could whoop your ass for 11 hours. Like Michael got punched in his face by some hockey with Garp. Like Katy Curry
Well,
got
but
hockey
I
too.
mean,
Like what are you talking
he
about?
he expects a tea time. We know every 24 hours, right? So I
So,
hate to be
but
the
that
one.
don't mean okay. But listen, that's every 24 hours.
Yeah.
That still don't refute my statement of saying he could whoop your ass for 11 hours.
He's not beating Marco in one
He
day,
only has one Merienda. Yeah, how do you know that? Like, bro, listen.
bro. He's
If
not
Katy
beating
Curry, hold
Marco.
up, hold
Come
on. Let
on
me say
now.
this. Let me
Let's
say
have a
this.
serious
Katy,
conversation.
let's because niggas like to be like, oh, these niggas had. So why the fuck Ace? I mean, why the fuck Luffy and Katy Curry fighting in the last 5 days? Jinbei and motherfucking what's the name? It's certain fights that go like that.
That's
Not every
first
fight
off,
is
that's the
gonna
main
last that
character.
long.
He's the main character. First off, like he
Nah,
had
don't
to
use
beat
that
him by
argument.
that time.
Don't use
He
that
had to
argument.
beat him. He had to beat him by that time to meet up with Sanji so they could dip. That's the plot. Like the fact is that
And what if I
he
told you it
showed
had to be 5 days for Jinbei and Ace
he
fight for
showed
the shit to
power
hype both of
stronger
them
than
up?
any of the first commanders in Dressrosa. So I could argue that he already had the physical prowess over this nigga before they even met up,
Okay, but what
knowing
if I
what we
told you
know
that it's the
now.
story? It's the story's plot that had Jinbei and Ace fight for 5 days. So nigga, it could hype both of them up.
No, no, but listen, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Gotta
I'm
add
saying Luffy
context.
was already power wise over a first commander. So me talking about Marco versus Katakuri doesn't equate. You can't bring up Luffy because Marco's a first commander. You
Luffy don't got
understand what I'm
power over
saying?
every first commander. You can't base that off of him just beating Katy Curry. That's like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about King Kong gun. I'm talking about it being like basically island level. It's city
What
level
the? How is it?
for
I just
sure.
want to know, like, how is the city level? Like, nigga, he put the nigga, he hit a nigga, and the
It
nigga went
cracked
into
the
like
island. It cracked the
it.
fucking city.
It
It
cracked
like
part of the city. It didn't crack the whole city.
oh my goodness.
I mean,
Like,
actually,
what the?
It
it
folded
went
that
through
shit.
Gofi's
You
defense, and then it sent him flying from like what, like 10
So y'all,
kilograms above the
so
freaking
wait, so y'all think he could crack an idol in
kilometers.
King Kong gun? Like if he just
all
aimed it
right,
at the
let me
island,
just
like the
ask you
whole
this.
island?
Let's not get into an argument of what we think we want to scale King Kong. I'm just talking about I don't think Marco has something that's strong, and neither did Katakuri.
Okay,
You
but
don't
that's
necessarily
not.
you
That's
don't you
only
Okay,
don't
so
two.
you
I'm
That's
don't
only.
need
saying
to though.
you bringing up Luffy doesn't equate because I think he already
But Luffy,
showed some. So of course he can beat a first commander
but just because
once
you're
he
stronger
catches
than
up
niggas don't
and
mean
gets
you
the
always gonna beat
observation
them,
to close the gap.
right?
Once he closes the
But
gap with
just
the
because you strong,
observation.
but just because you're stronger than niggas don't mean you're always gonna beat them, though, right? Like, but in
No,
terms
that's
of like Luffy
you're
got that one
listening.
attack,
Yes, if you listen to what I'm
yeah,
saying. Yeah, like he had to close the gap in observation in other areas, but he already had the power to knock the nigga out. He just had to close that gap, and then it was a one-on-one fight. And then guess what? His durability and his power is gonna win out. But against
and
Marco,
that's
it's
Katy
not gonna be
Curry,
like that. He's gonna have
and
to
that's
like
fine.
Marco's not gonna be able to, in my opinion, knock out Katakuri like that. But he's gonna last longer than 11 hours.
Okay, but bro, when I say Katy Curry over Marco, I mean like in terms of like what I've seen from Katy Curry, he's better than Marco. Marco is trash compared to Katy Curry.
I mean, I think you're just going off of Marineford. I don't
Marco
think
is
that you
not
can do
What
that.
the
trash.
fuck else am I supposed to go off of? Like what the fuck
Going
did you
off a
Listen,
just say?
battle that
Like,
he
come on.
actually fought in
go
against the
off of
non-main character?
what
What the
you
fuck? What am
know
I supposed to
what
use?
you know he can do, right? What you know he can do, and off of what you know he has in his repertoire as far as like a mythical zone.
Oh,
Just
I'd be
those
like
two
me.
alone, and be
I know.
and scaling him on categories like he has to be on categories level. Come on now, we can't say like he's
He
not
doesn't
supposed
have
to be
to.
up there.
Okay, so
He's
if
not
you wanna
supposed to
go
lose
like
to
that,
Cracker.
let me
Like
let me not
honestly,
let
like
me.
when
Okay,
Oda
I'm not
writes
saying
him,
he
he's not going to
does.
lose to Cracker. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not saying
So like
I'm not saying he
he's
does,
gonna
but let
have
me
to be
say
able
this
to
though.
compete.
If you want to go like that, then it could get into some shit where I say, yo, Katakuri can infinitely produce fucking mochi. He could put this nigga in some mochi, and you don't. It's like, what if he put encase that nigga in that shit and he can't break out? He not eating that shit. So we know that if Luffy, he's strong. He ain't, and you just said he ain't got no King Kong level punch. He wasn't gonna get out that shit without no punch of that caliber or something like a little close to that. Like he wasn't getting out with no regular gear third because he couldn't even do it because he's stuck in fucking mochi. Marco could regenerate all he want in that shit.
Okay.
He just keep layering that
No,
nigga with
I'm
mochi.
cool with that. Just don't tell me like he's gonna beat him in under 11 hours. Like I don't think.
You don't know that.
No. Like even with that shit, like I think he would because he's Marco. You know, he would be able to like burn that. He's still
I lost.
can't
I
base
lost
the-
what this argument was about. A
You
I
can't
did
base the
too.
fights.
Yeah,
You can't base the
Look,
fight
it
off
really-
the fights in
Can
the
we
story.
please move on? Can we
it's
please? I
Katakuri.
don't give a damn.
I thought it was Commanders.
It's competitors, but it's like Katakuri, Marco. But I'm trying to like see. You're trying to argue like the length of the fight
Yeah,
right now.
I don't know. At some point, the
He
main
could-
point got
He's
lost.
trying to say Katakuri.
Yeah.
I
I
think he's
said
saying Katakuri
Katakuri's
is
over Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Katakuri's
all right.
over Marco.
I
Okay.
agree. I mean, I'm
I
with
think a
that.
lot of
But,
us can agree with that, though.
this is my
Like, I
thing.
don't see why
My
that's
thing is with
debate.
Marco again. With Marco, I can't say what he has besides his generation. But Katakuri, I know for a fact this man can produce mochi endlessly. The man can see it to the future. He does have a higher, as right now, Marco can have it too, but he does have a higher level of armor haki. So he has that over him as well. So he has multiple things that we have seen that puts him over Marco. Me, I think
There's
Marco's around
one thing that
level.
Marco has that's pretty cool because Pell stated only 5 damage foods give you the ability of true flight, so Marco does have true flight, and to see how that's applied in One Piece would be cool. So he has that aerial mobility advantage.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's not me saying he's better at all.
But
I'm saying that's just something that he has over him.
in terms of what I seen from Marineford and what I seen from him whooping Luffy ass, like the speed that he has, he could get up there, hit him in the air, fast as fuck. You know.
It's very hard to fight somebody who can fly when you can't, though.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
if he
saying-
wants to
but
do
what-
damage
what
to
I'm saying
Katakuri,
is-
he still has to come in his vicinity. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just stated that you guys were talking about what some they do and don't have. I just pointed out one thing. That's all.
Yeah, I'm saying, but yeah, I'm just saying, like Katakuri could jump that high too, unless you want to say he's gonna just fly high as fuck in the air. Like I think Katakuri could jump high as fuck.
Man, why are we even talking about Marco? We don't even know. He hasn't even shown us
He
that much.
trash, because I said he trash.
this is why Oda's a trash fighter, dude.
They
Because
don't like
you saw
that.
Katakuri. Katakuri had Conqueror's Haki, Advanced Armament Haki. He has the best observation Haki we've ever seen in the series, and we just don't know anything about Marco's shit. So that's like, just sucks.
Yeah, okay.
And,
Okay,
as a-
so
and he could change. He could go from being trash to not trash, but he's trash right now.
He's gonna. That's
Maybe
what I'm
he's
saying.
training.
Like
He's training on that island, bro.
he's supposed to
He's
fight
still gonna be
Weevil,
trash.
or
I'm pretty
Weevil
sure
might
Marco is
Weevil
gonna,
might
like,
come for his head. You don't think
Marco's-
Marco's gonna like do something? What the fuck is going on?
That
I
don't
got
mean
money
shit.
on
How
Weevil,
strong
bro.
is Weevil?
Weevil's
I'm pretty sure if Marco was given 30 chapters to have a fight, he would his power would be shown. But he's not that important. So we got what we got.
oh, yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
The draft started too. Just a quick side note. Draft started.
Also,
shit, yeah.
real like quick side note. I'll have to like think about it. I can't remember. Have you ever seen any other Zoan user only use partial transformation just for like specific parts of their body? Or was Marco the only one who's seen that? I can't remember. Because I
No,
feel
but
like everyone.
I
I
don't
think
think so.
everyone. I think everyone
Wait,
else.
what's
They,
the-
they have to go between the human full
Yeah.
form and human hybrid beast form.
No,
So
wait,
Marco.
they-
Marco
Not,
no,
not counting the gifter people, by the way.
yeah. I'm talking. Yeah.
That's
I think
fine.
I think Marco was. I
Oh
don't
no.
remember though.
I want to say no. I've always hypothesized that could be a thing, like kind of like how they did in that My Hero chapter, where like the guy kind of like shifted and dodged the attack because he got small and got big again. Like I've always wondered if they could just do like their arm or like.
Yeah. Well, Michael can. So.
I mean,
Wait,
is
didn't-
that
when did,
is that a hybrid
did-
form? Or
did-
no, on Marco.
It,
Does that not
it-
count?
That does count, I believe. No, it doesn't. It's partial. I think it's partial. I think it's hybrid.
Like sometimes Marco will just have like
Oh,
the-
actually-
like his feet out, and then sometimes just his wings.
Like-
You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Or
doesn't
like
always
half of
choose-
his fist. Yeah, kind of.
he,
Okay.
he
I'll give
selectively
it.
will choose parts to transform into his phoenix, whatever.
Man,
Okay.
portrayals everything, though. I know Marco isn't trash, but like,
Yeah.
Sucks.
I just can't get with that because you say
I
portrayal
mean, hit.
is portrayal is everything, but Mihawk, all Mihawk has done, which is cool. It was still it look cool, was just slash ice. That's his best feat, is slash an iceberg. And we think that's just the best thing in the world is
He
slashing
also
an
has
iceberg.
other portrayal, nigga. Come on, Shanks' rival. Like,
I
stop
mean,
doing that.
his portrayal from being able to fight with Shanks, and everyone, and Shanks is a Yonko. Pretty
Like
much,
I
it's
bet.
just every top tier has only portrayal like Shanks. He hasn't really shown anything at all, and yet people think Shanks is God. But we just got to go off portrayal.
I bet if you guys got thrown into the One Piece world and you had an option of like any fruit in the verse, like the Phoenix fruit would probably be like top 3 choices.
No,
It's like either Brooks, Nels, or Kumas. That's my
see,
top three right
nah.
there.
See,
It's
listen,
like
listen.
because
If you get,
zones give you inherent strength too.
but listen, if you get sugar fruit and you actually go train your body with hockey
No,
and
sugar's fruit don't
like
count,
shit.
bro. That's a
No,
plot
no, no,
convenience
no.
fruit, bro.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, dude,
Don't.
it, dude,
Come
dude,
on.
All you
Don't
gotta
do
do is
that to
touch
me.
dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't do
because
that
you're
to me
God.
because
I don't count
that's a.
that fruit, bro. I don't count
But
that
listen,
fruit.
but you know that fruit, like, listen, if Luffy had that fruit and he just trained his body and got like he had the same hockeys and shit, couldn't nobody beat Luffy?
Yeah,
Because you
but
can't tell me
you
Luffy
don't
can't touch
grow
somebody.
though.
Hold up, hold up.
You're like an
You can't
8-year-old
tell me.
forever. It
Hold up.
sucks.
Listen. It don't matter. Listen, you can't tell me Luffy can't touch somebody. That's not what you about to tell me.
Give it to
What?
I'm not gonna say that.
give that
Yeah,
shit
that's
to
what I'm
Shanks.
saying.
You be the
You're
Fire
not
King.
about. You're not about to tell me Luffy can't touch somebody.
He can't touch somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
What if
that's what I'm
there's like a
saying. Like, all
Mirio
it
fruit
needs
or
is a
some shit?
touch. Nigga, well then you got that one fruit right there. That's it. So you gonna need a fruit just to counteract me with my
So
fruit.
out of
You can't.
out of
Yeah,
every dough fruit in the store, you'd take Sugar's fruit.
yeah. And then I just go train my body with hockey and shit. And
You're gonna
you
be
not beating me.
You're gonna be a jacked 8-year-old, bro. You're gonna be a jacked 8-year-old.
Yep, you're not beating me.
Hmm.
I'm doing you dirty.
No, run away, but
And I'm trying to eat it when
again,
I'm 23.
run away because I'm.
I'm with you on this. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead, Kim. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like I agree with you with the Kuma thing. Kuma's always been the fruit I would eat if I was in the One Piece universe. I love that fruit.
Yeah. I mean, I got you. I don't think you're on that, but just to kind of throw away somebody now, because I don't know why he's starting to get short. I'm not saying I know why, but like he's starting to get a lot of hype based off fighting. That's what he did. What about you think about Jack? What is Jack
Trash.
for y'all on the commander list?
Nah, Jack
There we go.
raw. I'm not a Jack fan personally. I know he's raw. Like I don't need anyone telling me he's raw. I'm sorry. You got no sauce. That's not my man's. he came like he was hype and got that shit blocked. I'm like, oh no, I thought this guy was the shit. And then obviously his endurance level stuff was very impressive.
He fought
He's
two
dope.
Fire
Yeah.
Kings.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like the way he came in, I thought he was gonna come in and just, I guess it's my fault. I expected him to just kind of wreck, and the way he got his trunk stopped, I'm like, oh, you're not it. And then, now I just like to
Bro.
roast him because it's fun. But he's
that-
obviously a monster.
You know that trunk slap's equivalent of like 3 King's punches, right?
Well, I think
Fuck
that's-
out of
no,
here.
That's
With
that's
that.
King is
That's
so
a
trash.
that's a
Freaking-
fleet level
King is
fucking
trash.
attack.
Zo is like is
Oh,
like
you're
a fucking-
talking about the Junisha. I was talking about when Jack swung at them and was it actually he was just like no with his palm. I was like, ooh. I was like, wait.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was talking about
I was
that.
talking. I thought you were talking
not
trash about him
Junisha.
getting.
No, that was deadly.
I mean, let's be real. Jack got one shot, bro. Like by an animal. So I mean, how good can he actually
a
be?
fucking island-sized animal.
I know Kaido would have just grabbed that shit by like the 2 little fingertips and like threw the fucking island around. That's how fucking god tier he is. But
But
I saw
mean-
some headcanon.
I think
Oh, but
Jack
maybe-
will be. I think Jack. I want to say from what I can tell, Jack seems to be more of a defensive type fighter.
I mean, he didn't take a scratch in 5 straight days of fighting.
I mean, but Kenya, don't.
But he didn't do
forget-
damage though. He didn't knock out either.
Yeah, like he had to
Neku
resort
either.
to the gas.
But that's not my man's though.
Well, that's because they ran out of time though. They had to go back because Dofi got captured.
But
so
even
they had-
still, like if he was powerful enough, or even remotely more powerful than Nekomamushi and Warashi combined, he would
it
have.
really depends on
he
how
would have ended
strong
it.
those two are. No, yeah, it really depends on how strong we see the Dukes. Like if the Dukes are actually god tier, then Jack might look actually more beastly. But if not, if they're not like that much better, I don't know.
But here's the thing though, they weren't in Sulong for form at all while they were fighting.
I mean, Jack
Exactly.
didn't
Well, he wasn't
go
awakened
hybrid. I mean,
either.
Jack didn't go hybrid, or
That-
what we
that could
can
explain it.
assume. What we assume Jackson wasn't hybrid or awakened. What we can assume would if he does have an awakening, he didn't want that. Then too, for me, I feel like this is my opinion. I feel like Jack kept fighting, but he just got annoyed and got lazy.
I feel like Jack has to be awakened because he was fighting for 5 days, and we know zone awakenings grant. What do they grant? I think
Better regenerative abilities.
yeah, regeneration basically. So I feel like he got awakened to a certain point, or he has used it versus the Dukes, which again says something about them since they weren't even in their highest power level or highest tier that they could have tapped into.
Every
So that's
named
that.
character is most likely going to be awakened. I mean, high named characters. Like
How
Kaido,
long would
he has the devil fruit is going to be awakened. And
I know this is a little
Jack-
off topic, but how do you guys feel about that? Like that actual concept of awakening? You like it or no?
I think it's cool.
Here's the thing though, if it's like more creative than just, especially for paramesis, if it's just affecting your surroundings, then I don't know how to feel about it, because there's like characters whose paramesis powers are so weird and can be applicated on the same concept. So if it grants like the next level powers or better manipulation or something, then I would really be willing to see every canon possible paramesis fruit. But if it's just affecting the surroundings, then I'm not that interested, to be honest.
It's a slippery slope, bro. That would you have to assume Oda is a creative and interesting writer to make it not trash, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping. I have high hopes. I'll say it. I have high hopes.
Okay, speaking about next chapter, how do y'all feel about us being potentially going back to Reverie?
My blick on stiff.
Nah.
Spare me, bro. Holy shit.
I need that. Inject that into my veins.
There's nothing.
These Reverie fanboys, bro.
That shit was fire, bro.
Listen, not right now.
Bro,
I don't know,
Reverie was
like-
amazing. I don't know.
I can see
Not
why
right
it,
now.
Back and
I
forth.
can see why it makes sense.
Reverie, I would like that.
It's trash to me.
There's probably like 6.5 days in between. Like, are we actually just gonna see these dudes training for 2 weeks, or are we actually gonna cut back? Like, it actually does kind of make sense.
Well, here's how it could go. It could go either ways. It could go either with Luffy just not waiting 2 weeks and just jumping on Kaido's turf and
There's a reason.
calling
he
him
brought
out, which
Yeah,
I don't
that's
see
all
that
that's-
happening. And there's also, we could go into a time skip, or we could just spend chapters looking around in Wano, looking for a Nakama and shit, and gathering up more allies, which I don't think that Oda would go down that route, because he's building up Wano to be this great arc. I don't think he's just going to waste time on things like that.
It's not gonna be so cut and dry. Like we can wait 2 weeks. Shit's gonna go down for 2 weeks, and then we're still gonna
I'm almost positive Zoro's gonna fuck it up.
crash the flower.
He's gonna run into somebody.
Listen, that 2 weeks is not gonna last. I'm telling y'all,
Yeah.
this is my. I just
If
think
it's
this is
not
gonna
Zoro,
be like.
you know.
It's gonna be
know
Luffy
for
or
sure.
Kaido. It's gonna be
Luffy
it's
said,
gonna
"I
be
got
Luffy.
it." I know.
It's gonna
No,
be
you
Luffy.
don't. You are the
Yeah.
biggest ape here.
Exactly.
It's just from what we know in this arc already, like Jack and Kaido are there, and Jack should be knowing that Luffy literally fucked up Hold'em. So Jack should at least be on his way there, and if Luffy's whole crew there, like Kaido wants shit with Luffy because he fucked Luffy. So like, I don't see why Kaido would lay around if he's just right across, on the island right over there. Like, it doesn't make sense how it would take that long for shit to escalate.
Yeah.
That's just stuff from this arc too. That's not even like stuff from before. What do you think? Do you think they take out Orochi before they go to the other island, or do you think it's simultaneous, or do they think like what do you think about that? Because he's supposed to be on the main island, though, right? So
I think Orochi first. I think Orochi's gonna be taken out first, then Kaido. So I think Kaido's gonna be the big bet.
Have,
Are we
like
talking One
people
Piece?
surrounding him and shit. Of course they are.
I would have assumed they would have gone with some guerrilla tactics or something and take out.
Yo, what's good?
Yo,
Hey,
yo,
my
what's good,
man's
Madara?
Madara.
Madara,
Yo,
what's
what's
up?
up?
You finally
What y'all
showed
doing?
up.
Yeah, I
This
We
did.
man
just
out of
we
here.
were talking about commanders, but now we just kind of segued into talking about Wano a little bit.
Okay.
So just to ask you real quick, just where you could go back to Wano, what do you think about some commanders and they roll to you in that story? What do you think?
Oh, well, what's gonna happen next? Who we're gonna fight first?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it said 2 weeks, so we obviously know that's not gonna go according to plan because Luffy's on the island. So, I don't know. I mean, first, I think that they should get into it with some of the calamities. Uh, they've outright said Jack is a right hand, so I'm guessing he'll be dealt with uh, last. But I'm expecting us to get into it with one of the calamities around here pretty soon. Uh, I don't. Maybe the middle dude, the one who looked like Pika. Maybe we'll run up against him. Uh, then again, I mean, I expect something catastrophic to happen because we can't have this much peace for that long. For 2 weeks span, unless Oda's going to skip it, and then we get right into the fighting. But I expect the plan to go awry. We've been given hints a little bit that because again, when Batman attacked earlier, Zoro and them said that
Shout
hey,
out
this
to
thing,
Bruce Wayne. Go.
yeah, Zoro and themselves said this seemed like a plan. We're still wary of a possible traitor amongst Kinemon's group. Uh, so I expect things to go awry pretty soon here with the Straw Hats. And yeah, ultimately yes, I do think we're going to go against a commander, not the Shogun. I think we fight the Shogun along with Kaido at the very end, simply for how it's been set up.
When the, Lizard brought
I
up
don't
a good
know.
point. Do you think we'll see Drake soon?
Drake,
Nah, nah. I
nah,
don't think we are. We're not getting
nah.
again. I hope so, but we're not getting Drake or Killer for a while. I mean, no, sorry, Drake. I don't know about Killer because I don't know where he's at, but
He,
we're not
he
getting Drake
plotting
for a
Zoro.
minute.
Killer's plotting Zoro's demise. He gonna wash him.
Do we see Jack or Drake first?
Jack.
Who do you
I think
think
Jack.
first?
I
I think
think
Jack's on his way right
Jackson
now,
because
fam.
We
we've
have
seen
we
him.
have a precedent
I,
for it,
I
right?
think
Because in Whole Cake
yeah,
Island, Cracker showed up pretty early, so it wouldn't be
yeah,
uneasy.
yeah. It wouldn't be completely unheard of if Jack or one of the other calamities do show up. I mean, we have a precedent set, as you just said. We got Cracker early on in Whole Cake Island, uh, basically on the outset. As soon as we landed on Whole Cake, Cracker visited us in the Seducing Woods. So I'm expecting. I don't know if it's going to be Zoro who goes against Jack this early, or if it's going to be Monkey D uh, coming off the mountain that they see Okabure Town are already in trouble because that is one of the things that I expect to happen is that town should already be being wiped out by the time that they come off the mountain. People should be getting crucified when the Straw Hats show back up to the village.
That'd be hype as hell, actually.
So I have a
Yeah.
question. So is the guy that was drunk in the other chapter with like the foxtail
Koshiro?
haircut? Is he in? Yeah. Is he in the same place where Zoro is now by the
No,
river?
he's in the flower capital because Robin is there.
Robin is there trying to kind of
Yeah,
infiltrate so she can shake her ass for the
Yeah,
Shogun.
yeah.
pretty much.
He's in the flower capital. That's what they're
Mm.
at.
Yeah, because I was thinking
When
like
are we gonna see the GOAT Moria? When is he coming? I need that.
Man, listen.
that's the
I
nine
hope
shadows.
if he
I
were to
need
come, if he
that.
were to come, he coming later on in
He's
the
the
not
nine
later on in
shadows.
He's coming to end the rivalry. He gonna win.
chill,
Bruh, yo, you just need
chill.
to.
Oh my gosh! I don't. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Hey, but
I'm mad.
I wanna talk about this for a while. How do y'all feel about Emu being potentially the last villain?
Oh yeah,
I don't like
Emu's
it. I
got
don't like
Likely?
that. I
Emu's
don't
got
like. I
like
mean,
some kind of tree or something where it accumulates all the devil fruits because you know how the devil fruits
Yeah.
don't interact with the water because the sea's trying to take back its power, it's gonna accumulate, and then like there's gonna be some kind of villain that we hate, like Kaguya or something. I know nobody wants.
I don't fuck with that idea, bro. I don't want
But
it
you
to
know,
be like
what's say?
that.
What's say? I don't like it. But the sad part is that
It
could
makes
actually
sense,
happen.
right? It's
That's
trash. I know.
it could actually happen. That's so trash, but it could actually happen. That's the
I
trash part.
think
I know.
I think with Emu, what we have here is like we kind of got to see the true ruler of the world of One Piece, and kind of like the god of the verse in a sense, king of kings in a sense, right?
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that means that Emu has to be the last person that goes down. It doesn't have to
I
be
mean,
that.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. 'Cause
I feel like Emu is gonna be like the second to last or third to last to go down.
Yeah, like definitely end game, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the final
Yeah, I don't think it's the
because
final villain.
toppling or like the collapse of this current world government could be something that happens before like Raftel or something like that. It kind of just depends on what you think how this user is going to end. Is your own headcanon,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I
I
could
just don't
see
want it
both
to
ways.
be
I could
like
see.
Kaguya when like she gets like all the powers and she's like the most powerful being in
Yeah,
the verse. I don't want it to be the case.
yeah, that'll
I
make my
don't.
balls hurt.
But like, no, I could see it like either like a Spandam case where it's like after Akainu's beat or something like that, or the protector, his protector, then he gets dethroned. Or I could see it vice versa where he gets dethroned and then like the world government's the Navy's the actual last obstacle, and like the Reverie, I mean the Celestials are taken down before that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah. I
fucked.
mean,
They're messed up before that. Excuse me.
yeah. We have to keep in mind Doflamingo's Throne War speech. He talked about the Celestials getting pulled down. More than likely, that's happening pretty soon. With Dragon setting his plan in motion and chaos happening, one, there's not going to be enough admirals to go around to stop uprisings. There's only 4 admirals. So if you have it to where Dragon and them get the world government focused on them, or
Oh,
the
y'all some
Celestials
hoes.
start getting taken out, go ahead.
Yeah, he's called you. He's called you. Oh, that's all. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh
not
no,
you, not you,
it
not you.
wasn't you. He just mad right now. Listen, no, let's say I know why too. I know why too.
Oh, y'all niggas. Shit.
What happened?
But no, it's right now. Right now we're having a draft right now. So right now while we're talking, we're having a draft, and he just got mad because someone he wanted probably got taken.
Oh my
That's
god.
all.
Okay.
That was my bad. That was my bad. I wasn't doing
Nah,
you
it's
guys.
cool. Give me a second.
All right, so while Madara gets his thoughts wrapped up, let's just talk about how I don't know how Wano is potentially set up to be this great arc that everyone is looking out for, but a lot of you in this call don't look at it in that way. A lot of you just think that it's just a mid arc, something that Oda will disappoint with again and again, like he did with Whole Cake Island, arguably. So let's just get that on the table.
The thing is, man, we all know that Oda can write like good shit, and Wano has all the ingredients, like compelling villains and cool setting and interesting powers and plot revelations and shit. It has all we could ask for in terms of like
Components,
a
yeah.
great arc. Yeah. So it's just all about execution at the end of the day. Like Whole Cake had all a lot of these things too, and we just kind of didn't maybe agree with how he executed it.
I've been well. First of all, I like Whole Cake Island. Second of
I feel
all,
like
Wano has been great from start to finish. I don't know where all this stuff was coming from. I expect One Piece fandom is kind of brain dead, anyways. But
Facts.
I mean, it's really the newest people in the One Piece fandom.
yeah,
I think it's all
I don't know.
about
Some of
fights.
the dudes
yeah.
are taking some
I don't know where all these
Uh,
meatheads came from. But Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, it's like,
because
where's
it's like
Kaido? I'm like, are you
you
guys for
clearly,
real?
if you think One Piece is all about fights, you clearly didn't read Jaya. You clearly didn't read Skypiea. You clearly didn't read the like Davy Back fight arc. Like those, like come on, no.
I don't know about the Davy
Well,
Fat.
first of all,
Maybe
Jaya
that
had
fight, bro.
Luffy versus Bellamy, which is like the
At
best
the
fight in
end
the
of it,
series.
at the end of it, and it was a pain.
Yeah, every arc
Luffy
has
one-shot him.
a fight at the end of it. So don't hype up some shit for it to be garbage and dog
No,
shit. You know?
he one-shot Bellamy.
Yeah, that's a fight and it was dope.
It wasn't a fight.
Spring Hopper.
Sparta.
Like he said,
That's one of my.
You want to know if I could throw a punch, and he just put him to sleep.
That's one of my top 3 favorite
I
moments
love
in
that
all
moment.
of
Yeah,
One Piece.
right.
Yeah, it's a great
so
moment, but
raw.
it wasn't a fight.
I mean, it was just
That's
about a
a
moment.
I know what he means. I know what he
That's
means.
a
Like
lot.
basically,
It was
basically
another
means because Luffy
violation.
won so easily, it wasn't a fight. It's still a fight. It just
Wait,
wasn't.
that
It was
no,
one
that was
sided.
a fight. What you talking about?
You're telling me
that was
Foxy
utter
gave it his all.
violation. Oh, that
you're
man's
telling me
personal
Luffy
space.
versus Urashima is a fight?
No, that's not no fight.
That's
Fuck
not. It's
no.
the same as Bellamy. That's not a fight.
Oh no,
That's a
Bellamy, that was a fight. That was a fight. Come
No.
on now.
All Bellamy did was tear up stuff. and then
Both
Bellamy
people
got
used
one-shot.
attacks.
No,
He
my
used-
bad, my bad. Hiroshima was a fight. My bad, I misspoke. Hiroshima was a fight.
Urashima was a washing.
Not only
Nah,
was
that
it a
was a
fight, it
fight.
was a
I
rematch.
misspoke.
Even better.
Nah, that was a fight.
Nah,
It was a
that was a
sumo. It
washing,
was a
bro.
sumo match.
That was a wash.
No,
Both
that
of
was-
those fights
that
are
was-
washing.
but I think one of the problems too is like, okay, so a lot of the complaints that I was seeing with like Wano are things that they strike me as odd because they're things that are inherently One Piece, where it's like people will complain about, okay, like Batman, Gazelle Man, and Hold'em, and their character designs, and I'm like, you're at this point 900 chapters in this series, Oda likes to draw quirky, eccentric, weird-looking, over-the-top characters with physical quirks and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
It's like to be complaining about that so deep into the story is like you're just inherently denying something that makes One
Yeah,
Piece
that
what
you
it is.
know.
Yeah,
So I don't understand why you're crying about it.
I can't
And
speak
that-
for other people, but that's always been something I haven't liked about One Piece. But that's just like I'm not gonna let that say that I'm like, oh,
your energy
Wano's
is the
trash,
same
is
then.
Batman's trash. Yeah, I
Yeah.
keep the same.
Yeah.
energy.
That's different.
But that's always been a complaint about One Piece from beginning to end is the character designs. That's why.
But that's
a lot of
One
people
Piece.
didn't get into One Piece. But I'm saying that's why One Piece has had such a hard time in the West because the character designs.
Okay.
That's
I can
been like
see
the
that.
number one complaint about One Piece, that the character designs. Some in the beginning they said it was trash.
Mhm.
That might even be like my biggest complaint about One Piece, to be honest. But that's
That's my only.
But you can't say-
There-
That's
You
not my
can't
There's
say
only.
they
enough-
ain't growing you though.
there's
You can't
enough
say that.
good designs for me to not be like, oh, it's like the worst thing I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah.
Nah, bro, I ain't
I'm
gonna
like
lie.
the complete
when they
opposite.
get them little,
I love that shit. Like a
Yeah, when they
Vankov,
get the little
Jesus Christ, I
change-ups.
cried of laughter. I love it.
I can't, okay, that's actually the crux of the shit. I don't fuck with the Okama shit. Like that shit's just like annoying to me.
yeah, that shit
I
got
can
pissed
I
me
can
off when
even
I
live
first
with
heard
it.
it.
The
Wait,
Okama
hold
stuff.
on,
Feel some type of way
Let's
when you
say-
turn into a full
Nah,
girl.
Bentham is toxic.
You know
But the
what's
comments
the
are cool because
weird
they're funny.
thing is?
The comments are funny though.
But other than that, Jordan, like the weird thing is, Oda said that Ivankov and what was his name, Mr. Two, that those are his favorite character designs. Like, what the fuck, man? And he said that he loves the Okama. Like,
Well, no, here's the thing. I liked Mr. Two. I liked his character and his power of his design and
yeah,
shit.
but design, my nigga, that's a.
It's just
that
like when
sucks,
you-
bro.
But when you do like, I don't know, like fucking,
That's coming from me.
I
you
don't.
make an
I don't-
island of these.
I
He
don't
made
like-
an
I don't-
island
I
of
don't-
these people, bro.
I don't like this
come on,
Bentham
man.
slander, Mr. Two.
Hey,
Mr. Two.
Hey, Mr. Two fire. Let's say Mr. Two is fire. Listen, man, Mr. Two is fire.
Mr.
That's
Two
wrong
beating the
with y'all.
shit out of Sanji is like a top 5 moment in One Piece.
I love that
Sorry,
fight.
I was trying to trigger some Sanji fanboys. Sorry, I didn't mean.
See, listen, not right now, not today. I don't have
I'm
time
good.
today.
I didn't mean that, so I came out and said it. You know, it's going.
But
It's all
okay, but yeah, we gotta go off track again. But back to Wano.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want me to start throwing
whole,
that Zoro slander around here.
the whole
Chill.
like Ace stuff I thought was really touching. I like that. I thought it was super cool that like the first person Luffy met up with was Zoro. I didn't expect that to happen.
Not
So
at
that was
all.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then Hawkins is my personal favorite supernova. So for me to get him to come through like that, I was hyped for me personally. I won't speak for anybody else. But so him pulling up on them like, yes, this is what I need right now. Inject this into my veins. Like
But listen, with that A shit, that leads in the question. Well, why the fuck didn't Whitebeard come and fuck this shit up?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to get into problems with Kaido.
Do y'all think Ace
it's
is
Kaido's
stronger
main
than-
territory. Imagine imagine if like Shanks or Big Mom pulled up to Whitebeard's that place that he protects. That would be kind of like how it would have been if Whitebeard pulled up to Wano.
Do you guys think Shanks?
Nah.
I mean, do you guys think Ace was stronger than Marco?
Hell no.
Back
No.
into it.
Nah.
I don't
think so,
I don't
personally.
have any reason to believe that, but he had higher potential if he had lived longer.
You think he had a higher ceiling, but he wasn't stronger than the first commander.
At the time, no, but he
Yeah.
died. He probably, he didn't die.
And isn't Marco like 40 something or something? I don't know.
All right, well, I
Marco's
have another.
old.
I feel like in Wano, we're gonna have two people with bounties because Kaido's not really a pirate. He's more like a raider. Like, I think we're gonna have two bounties
That
that's
nigga has
higher
territory. He's a pirate.
than Katakuri's. Not to say that there's two calamities that's stronger than Katakuri. I think there's only gonna be one of them, but I think two people are gonna have bounties that are higher than Katakuri. And yeah, I said a calamity is gonna be stronger than Katakuri.
More likely, probably. I mean, Jack was the first one that we saw with the billion berry bounty, and we know that this guy goes around wiping cap out. That's why he's called Jack the Drought.
I think he's the weakest. I don't even think he's the strongest.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. But again, they did say the right hand of Kaido, and it's kind of strange for Oda to put the right hand out there already and show us the strongest one already before we.
This is like one of those translation things.
No, but
because
but
the thing was, I have like all the I have them, right. So when he was first introduced, they just called him one of the calamities. They didn't specify. I heard I heard with the recent one they had specified he was the right hand though. I think so. I can't remember.
No, listen, it's the kanji. It's the kanji and the shit. Like in the one joint, it's the kanji. Like how they do it for everybody else that was stated to be the right hand man. He had the same kanji in terms of like that phrase.
Okay, I got what you're saying. See that's like the one thing I kind of wish I could pick up those little nuances like that from like the onomatopoeia and stuff, so I can know. But I only speak English and French, so I can't do nothing about that. I can't do nothing about that.
What if Oda did something like a little different? Maybe Jack isn't the strongest, but maybe he has the highest bounty. Like maybe he just always sends Jack to do his like fucked up dirty work, like crucifying islands and shit. So maybe his bounty is just the highest of the calamities, but he's not actually the strongest.
Because he's the most active.
Yeah, because he's the most active.
That would be dope. I like that.
Be the case. Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea. That's cool.
That'd be cool.
Or even if it's just like someone he trusts because he knew him the longest or anything.
Yeah, I mean, well, it would be the same thing like Jesus Burgess, right? Jesus Burgess is second division commander. That means that he's higher than Shiryu of the ring. But I don't think at all that Jesus Burgess is actually the second strongest of the 10 Titanic pirates. I don't. I have no reason to believe Jesus Burgess is stronger.
I think he's whack.
You know what makes me angry?
I'm not a fan.
How the fuck did nobody know who the fuck Katakuri was? Like how the fuck do you not know about a dude that's like a billion berry? Like that don't like striker like a red herring. Like everybody should know about some guy that's like a billion berry dude.
But they did know about it. Just Luffy and those guys don't know. But they're like always uninformed, especially like Luffy. It's really usually like if someone like Law and Robin is there, they'll tell them.
Because Oda wants us to be uninformed as a reader, so it's like, come on now.
That's low key.
But still, everyone like Jinbei was. Jinbei was there though. Like he's like in the crew for it. I don't know. I get what you're saying, kind of, but Luffy's an ape.
That's what I'm extra mad Jinbei got left behind. So how many people in the world probably have like 1,000 or a million berry bounty? Not a billion berry bounty. Sorry, like what? 10 at most or something like.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you.
A dozen or something like these people should be like world renowned, like infamous criminals that people should just kind of. I mean, I understand why Luffy wouldn't know because he just doesn't read and shit. So. I'd assume like Nami or Robin or someone would read like.
I feel like Robin wouldn't know. Robin wasn't there.
No, true.
Because Nami's not uninformed, but Nami's not the one to be like, I recognize all these pirates and people and bounties and all that stuff,
Well, I kind of just mean like in a general like knowledge of the world. I mean, think about like
it's like a problem they have in general where they run into somebody and just not know who they are, and it's like this guy is a monster.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that is by design because even in the new Vivi card books, Rayleigh's bounty isn't even on his official bounty. It says unknown, so that's an Oda issue. Like Oda is the one choosing not to reveal.
How he's leaving the readers.
I mean, but what?
He knows we live for that shit, so.
Yeah.
Rayleigh shouldn't have a bounty. Isn't he
How do
supposed to be dead?
Anytime
No,
Nah,
Otis
they
Like
know he's
classified
alive.
as that?
really?
I mean, they know he's
Dead?
alive because of Sabaody. Like, but nigga, you remember they said they faked their deaths and shit. So nigga, you know they ain't got no bounty no more.
Garp knows
no,
he's there.
no. But Garp and Kizaru know Rayleigh is on
Yeah.
Saboti. They
Yeah,
know
of
Yeah.
he's
course,
alive.
But
that's
Garp,
fine.
but Garp been knew he there. He said, do you think we could take on two legends at the same time? Like we're basically a white bridge. You got to let them rock.
Mhm.
Rayleigh's a god, bro.
Back to
So
one.
Rayleigh,
okay,
Rayleigh the best commander ever.
random thought, kind of because we're supposed to be talking about like Yonko commanders. Who does Rayleigh beat among commanders that we've seen so far? Does Rayleigh beat like
All of them.
Cracker?
All of
In
them.
my yeah,
Does,
I'm
does
gonna
he
say
does he
like
still beat
this is
Katakuri?
this is
Single one.
purely my
Oh.
entire headcanon, but I think he beat
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
one of them in a one-on-one fight.
Listen, I
Yeah,
don't
this
Pure
is-
listen.
headcanon.
This is an
Head
entire
cannon to the
headcanon
max.
question.
At 70,
Oh no, wait,
however
listen.
old he is, he winning.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. I've been busy trying to do something real quick, so I've been quiet, MIA. But listen, I'm back now. Listen, I'm with Hemmings. Rayleigh, man,
Bodies.
no, he washes. It's a no dips. Everybody, I don't care.
Get the
Uh-huh.
fuck out of
He
here.
washing
Y'all
out.
That's
not no
complete
different
another
than
Washing
me.
them all.
headcanon, but I live
That's
by
a
it.
high.
Mid
Washing them
dips
all.
and back.
No,
Like
y'all
I
wrong.
Washing
think
them all.
He's high
non-first
different all these
commanders better not even
motherfuckers.
show up
And
to that
Becky.
shit. Like honestly.
He's
Cause he
high
getting
different all
washed.
the
Man, he
motherfuckers.
washing
I
everybody.
got
He
I got
washing them.
Rayleigh above Katakuri, but he's high different that man.
Yo, anybody that's in their first commander to go
I
deal with
don't think it's
Rayleigh,
a
their
high
captain
diff
don't really fuck with them like
because
that. That's how I feel
if
about
you
it.
think it's a high diff, if you think it's a high diff, then how far do you think Luffy's pushing Rayleigh?
You said
He
how far?
losing.
What?
Luffy
How
losing the
far is
mid
Luffy
diff.
pushing?
Get that.
Nah,
Listen.
nigga, I feel like Luffy and Rayleigh on the same level right now.
Nah, you
Nah.
giving Luffy too much
Nah.
power.
That's
I don't
you.
know, dude.
Nah,
I don't know.
Alright then.
nah.
I feel like the main
Luffy
reason
as
why you
right
can't
now
say
is
that is
on
because not only did Rayleigh teach him the basics of hockey, you know that he's like a master in most of it. So it's like the
Yeah,
fact that
man.
the fact that
Like, he
Luffy is
literally
still
taught that
just
nigga the
learning some
basics.
stuff. Like it's like he's not on Rayleigh's level yet.
I mean,
Don't disrespect a legend like that, bro.
let's be real though. Like
I
Kizaru did
will
want
say
those
that's
this,
hands
fine.
though.
but no, I will say this though. When they were
Rayleigh
in
is
the
old.
flashback, when Luffy was talking about how he's gonna figure out future sight, Rayleigh was like thrown back. Like Luffy thinks about shit that Rayleigh don't. So like Luffy as a combatant is better than Rayleigh even at in his old
Potential
age and
wise,
all his
I think
experience.
potential wise, yes, but
Like
at the
Yeah,
instinct.
we're
current
talking
level,
about
no.
Wait, you got that
potential,
he's
but
better than Rayleigh from that conversation?
No,
exactly
what
like
I'm saying, I'm
I
saying, I'm
say
Same
saying he
level.
has better
I said
instincts.
they on the
So in a
same level.
one-on-one fight with Rayleigh, he might
he's.
beat Rayleigh right now.
It just means
I
that
don't
I don't
think
Rayleigh
think
may have
so.
so.
just approached some stuff a lot more simply than Luffy did. That's all it really was.
Yeah, like I feel like he has the potential, like greater potential than Rayleigh. Yes, for his age and everything like that. Like he'll be league stronger than Rayleigh, like when he gets to his peak. But in his current level, Rayleigh is slapping him. He's still
So
learning. He
let me
literally
ask y'all a
taught
question
him.
though.
He's been
So
on the sea
is
since his
Ray
training. Oh, my bad. I was gonna. You can go, Sensei. Go ahead.
Rayleigh above Katakuri, obviously, right? So
Of
So
course.
from what we've been shown, the levels of the Katakuri, he got the highest level of every hockey besides hockey that we've seen in the fucking story. He's the nigga with tier 2 armament hockey. He's the nigga that can see into the future. So Rayleigh got both of those. He just stronger than him, right? So you tell like what does the master in
No,
like
no,
hockey
Rayleigh
have
can't
to
see into
do?
the future. Why do you
That's what I'm
think
saying.
Rayleigh can see into the future?
Master, what's the master of hockey have to do from what we've been? Katakuri's a
I don't,
fucking master of hockey
I don't
besides
think,
conquerors because
I don't
he's
think
showing the
Rayleigh,
best extent of hockey
Yeah, but
that we see from
I don't think
everybody
Sensei,
else.
Rayleigh can
Like, what
see
are you
into the
talking about?
future.
Shanks is a
Rayleigh
hockey
didn't,
master. He's not talking about.
Rayleigh didn't talk as if he can see in the future, bro.
That's fine. I'm just saying, like these niggas say he a hockey. What we shown
That's
from what
fine,
we've
but
been
there's other
shown, besides
proficiencies in
conquerors,
hockey.
He was just
what I'm saying is
aware that
besides
there are
conquerors,
people.
Katakuri.
Yeah, but from Rayleigh's perspective, you can say that he was throwing hands with Kizaru, and 2 years later, when we saw him, he was just chilling on the island, and Kizaru was like, "I'm not fucking with this guy." So I don't can Luffy fuck with Kizaru like that. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot I can say. I really don't want to get into this debate right now. I don't.
I just
I don't feel like
just
I don't
because
feel
we were
like
talking about Rayleigh, and I realized like, oh,
damn.
shit, Rayleigh's technically like a Yonko commander because he was like Roger's right
That
hand man. So I
motherfucker was
was
whooping
confused.
ass, man. Like, don't sleep on
He
my
was
that's
guy.
part of
fine.
the harshest sea. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Yeah, like
But
the
that's
old
fine.
generation was one
old
of the
ass man
harshest
So
in the
like,
swam through
sun.
the calm
okay.
belt Come out the
That's a
water.
He
fact.
got
Like,
old.
it's
Yeah, he
like
got
killing
older.
sea kings while still
Yeah,
Kizaru
like
was
swimming.
holding
Like,
back. Listen,
come on, son.
listen. So
Oh,
let me ask y'all a
goodness.
question: Is Rayleigh beating Kizaru on Sabaody?
I think so.
No.
I feel like he'll give him
No,
a decent fight. One
no,
Oh.
hell of a decent fight.
High extreme diff either way.
Yeah, like it
I
can
no.
go
wouldn't be
either
shocked by
way.
either outcome.
Not.
Yeah.
He don't have the
Kizaru's going to beat
longevity.
him. It's going to be
He
a
don't
high
have the
diff.
stamina.
But
I mean,
I'm a
I feel
Kizaru
like they
zealot,
can
so
go
if I'm
two
betting money, I'm
ways.
going on Kizaru just because that's my
Yeah,
Marine.
I'd hope Kizaru doesn't lose because make the
yeah, me
Marines look
too.
trash. But
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's
I feel
worrisome.
like
Yeah.
Kizaru ain't gonna be like walking out of there like without some shit missing if he wins.
That's
Like that motherfucker
fine.
gonna be looking like All Might.
But Luffy,
Oh
listen,
my god, y'all trash.
you heard it here first. Listen, you heard it here first. I don't think I heard nobody in the community ever say this. Right now, Luffy is on Rayleigh level. Right now.
Shit.
I
We're
don't
not
know
gonna do
about
that.
that.
We're not
Yo,
gonna do that. We're not gonna sit here and do that. We're not gonna
then
sit here and do
if
this right
Right
now.
now.
We're not
you
gonna sit here
could
and
die
do
alone on
this.
that hill if you want.
Old Rayleigh.
We're
You're
not
not
gonna do
gonna
that.
Oh
I
no,
don't know
Fine,
about
son.
that.
Ray.
I don't know.
We're
Old
not gonna
I
sit
Rayleigh,
here
mean,
and do
what's
that.
the
Rayleigh
Yeah.
was
difference
calm
between
though and was killing
78-year-old
Sea Kings
Rayleigh and 80?
casually.
Really, you know?
I
Yeah,
mean,
like not
this is my
much.
thing. To me, Luffy can't fight. Listen, this is my thing. Luffy cannot fight an admiral right now, but O'Reilly still can.
Yeah, like
That's
he
just
can
how I
keep
feel.
up, my nigga.
I agree with you. I agree with that.
Wait,
All he needs is one
that's
slip up,
because you
and
seen
then
him
that
fight a
admiral's dead.
Yonko. I mean, the admiral, and you ain't seen Luffy go see an admiral yet. Like Luffy fought an admiral. It was an admiral that wasn't going all out, but he
But
fought one. And he wasn't
Luffy
Luffy
was
going
on
was
the
all out.
Luffy
back end
wasn't
of
going
that.
all in.
Yeah, so that's what it's like. Kizaru wasn't going all out. I mean,
I said
Rayleigh, and
Luffy.
neither was Rayleigh.
See, but the thing is, Luffy was on the
Oh,
back foot
wait,
when
what
the admiral
happened?
wasn't trying to really capture him. Like the admiral had the chance to
Hmm.
capture him, and he really
Kizaru
wasn't
wasn't
taking
really
it
trying.
What are you
Kizaru
trying
really
to
wasn't
really
trying
do
to
that?
capture
Plus,
Rayleigh.
because he ain't
Come
got no
on.
Luffy was
smoke.
like, I'm hitting you with a left kick, a right punch. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on
like
now.
Luffy,
So the
like
same. So Luffy's in the same boat as
Kizaru stated,
Kizaru, man.
"Yo, if we need to capture you, we need more." He said that.
That's
He couldn't.
fine.
He said he couldn't do it with just him.
That's
Like,
fine.
come on,
I'm
man.
talking Luffy from right now. That Luffy was back.
Yeah.
But on the topic of Kizaru,
Gotta
I hope
consider
that Akainu send him to
everything.
Wano. Please do it. Send him to Wano.
So, say what?
Oh yeah, I
Want
would
him
love
to-
Kizaru
I
to come
want
to
him to
Wano, boy.
remember when he's like, shall I go Sakazuki? Like, nah, don't go. I'm like, no, send
I
him.
was like,
Send
my
him.
niggas with the
Yo,
I,
shits.
send him.
I think he
Unleash
is
him.
coming simply because Oda keeps trying to say that this arc is going to be bigger than what Marineford was. By the time it's all said and done, that's how big Wano's supposed to be.
It
And
need to be.
so,
I'm sorry.
yeah, and so I'm expecting clashes and fights on all sides, from the Marines, from Kaido's group, from Luffy and them. I'm expecting a big war. So, yeah, I definitely think one of the admirals are coming, and it's more than likely it is going to be Kizaru.
Inject that into my veins, man. Give me that crack.
My main reasoning for this hype of this arc is just because of how long Oda's been setting up like the foundation for it. Just ever since Punk Hazard.
And it's inherently very Japanese. It's gonna be deep and rich with mythology and stuff. We've already seen it with the wave. Even Osudu is a painting. You know what I'm saying? Like we've already started to see all that stuff too. Like
all the names are like all
yeah,
like mythological fucking
it's
shit.
gonna
Like,
be cool. Like yeah, even Okiku was based off that. What's this? The ghost story.
the-
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called right now. Baku something.
And then
some
even,
super
like,
Japanese.
We just pronounced that shit mythological.
Yeah, dude, I
He
just
just said that.
I'm tired. Mythological, man.
Mythological.
You know when you say two words at the same time and you just that's
You just combine them.
y'all know what I'm fucking talking about.
And he say eat both words wrong.
Hold on. I have a question.
You
know, I
stupid,
appreciate that
Kenya.
nobody called me out right when I said it. They just waited like a minute. It's like,
I couldn't let it go. I was like, no one else gonna say something. I will.
what did I say?
Go to
Mythological. I was like,
you
what
know
the
what's
hell?
funny?
Yeah, whatever.
What are you trying to say, Jordan? Where's not?
No, I'm finna say.
You kind of look like Kenya Pig.
Hold on, I'm trying to keep
who?
along with the whole Wano discussion, but
Kenya
then
Pig.
the commander theme or whatever.
Candy. Oh,
What do y'all think
tripping.
about Kaido's other two calamities?
Kenya.
Like, y'all, what do y'all think about them?
Kenya.
What will they
Say
do
what,
besides like be, of course, be savages? What will they do? Y'all pay two calamities.
I mean, as brought up in my video, yeah, I am name dropping the video.
Let's go. Go ahead.
if you've watched 47 Ronin or any of those stories, uh, I'll just go off of the recent one that Keanu Reeves did. Uh, uh, the Shogun's right hand. It was a woman who could turn into a dragon. Uh, that was the right hand of
I
the
know. I
Shogun.
never. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah,
Came on, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And
All right. I
so,
got you.
and so basically, I'm expecting one of the calamities to have either the dragon fruit or Oda might put a twist on it and have it to where Orochi is the dragon. That's what I'm expecting. Simply because they're based off of they should be based off of ancient Zoans and mythological Zoans.
That
We
kind
already
of
have
also.
Jack. Yeah, go ahead.
That, I was gonna say that kind of also sells me on the idea that Kaido's a dragon.
I mean,
I do want to say
Kaido to
this
me is
real
the
quick.
Oni. He's the Oni. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I want to say this real quick because it's like I don't like a lot of times when One Piece fans come up with stuff, is all of it just brain dead. But there's one thing that they that they said that I actually like the idea. I don't think it's the case, but I like the idea of it. Is that DS Drake is a calamity. I like that idea. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Nah,
Hey,
he
He
yo,
could
could be
be
a
a
Jordan.
brand new
headliner.
calamity.
He's a
Yeah, a
headliner.
brand new
Yeah,
one.
yeah. But Jordan, to answer your question. Now you know how trash and savage you is. That's how I think that they gonna be. Just trash and
Bet. Oh,
savage.
see, hey, okay, that's all I need to hear. Bet. That's all I need to hear. Because that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking
Facts.
it's gonna be just nothing but just Jack on steroids. I'm thinking like mini versions of Kaido, pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's gonna be like
you
mini versions
know,
of
just
Kaido.
like
I think there's
yeah,
a
just trash and
one of them's a
savage, just like
scorpion.
you.
You know how the ship had a
Oh,
scorpion on it that
oh, hush.
Yeah,
supported Jack's fleet in
that's
Zoe.
gonna be
You
the
know,
that's gonna be the king, cause you know we the best.
King
Scorpio
Scorpion
season,
being yeah,
cause we
facts.
the
But
best.
With that,
but
I
actually,
mean,
what's the what's crazy? It's crazy though. I'm thinking. Well, I'm assuming. I'm thinking right now. Is that there might be like one calamity that's actually like super calm, but just still a savage. But he's like super like
Oh,
like
like
Cat but like he
Stark
like yeah like
from
Stark. Like he
Bleach.
just in his own
Yeah.
little world, whatever. Like he do his own thing, but he still fit that. Like, I guess that calamity role, or like that Zoan role, whatever. Like he caused a lot of damage, but like he's super chill. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah. I mean, I just hope that the community tempers its expectations on the calamities, and and we're not, upset when we see these guys get beat.
hmm
I mean, because
They'll take if Zoro does it, they'll take it.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Zoro
that is true.
is beating
That is
one of
As
very
them.
long
true.
as Zoro beats all three calamities at once, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'll do
that
that
is
one.
very true.
1,000
Zoro.
worlds for each one of them, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I can't stand you Zoro niggas anymore. Jesus Christ.
See,
Oh my
Zoro's my favorite
goodness.
straw hat, but I don't dick right that man. I think he's cool and all, but I know he's fallible.
You're not allowed to like Zoro then. Get out of here.
Like I fully expect Zoro to beat Jack if he fights him. Like
So
I
do
know
I.
others don't, but I fully expect him to beat him if he fights him.
I expect Zoro's sword to get broken.
Nah,
That's
So
what I
you
expect.
can take Luffy's.
I think he's beyond sword breaking at this point. If he gets the sword
Yo,
broken, then
leave my
he's
man with a
still way
sword.
below me.
Luffy
hard.
for samurai.
that will show despair and drive for him to get stronger if he gets his sword broken. That would be
Or-
pivotal to
Or you
I
could just
further
cut
character
Kaido in half. Or
development for Zoro.
That just says to me he's a trash swordsman.
No, that
mean, it
just
does,
means
because
just needs to
look
still
at it.
get stronger.
Look at it. The only swordsman that broke his sword pre-time skip was a world's strongest swordsman. If he gets his sword broken by anybody else, nah.
Hey man, shoot
No.
him
That
with that
dude-
sabi sabi no me
Yeah,
and rust it up
he
your Bashiri.
rusted up that sword.
Yo, shout out to shoot.
Nah, that
That's
just
a
makes me
W.
sad. If he gets his sword broken at this stage of the game, Zoro needs to go on and hang it up.
Nah, man.
Or he
'Cause
could
it
just
can
get
happen.
another sword.
Yeah,
that
he can get
happens.
another sword, get a better sword. I feel like he's gonna. Maybe it's not gonna get broken, but it's gonna get cracked. Like something's gonna happen to it,
Yeah,
to
I
where he
mean, it
can't
should
use
get
it
nicked.
to the full
If
extent
anything, it should
anymore.
get nicked because
Yeah, not.
he was
No,
already
I'm talking
told
like you're gonna see a crack in
that.
that motherfucker. Like it's gonna be the last swing. One
I
more swing,
mean,
that bit's gonna break.
if Zoro beats an opponent and it breaks, okay, fine. But if an
Yeah.
opponent just breaks his sword, that's trash to me.
But the fact that it cracked will show some development towards Zoro. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he's like, oh, that ain't supposed to happen to me. You know,
Right.
he may still win. Like I don't think he's gonna lose if he gets his sword broken or whatever. He's still gonna win in the end of the day. But that the sword breaking, cracking, what have you, is gonna be the part that makes him have to get stronger, and give him more drive. You know?
Yeah.
It's about time he gets pushed.
I can see
Yeah.
that.
Because the
I mean,
nigga's been cakewalking
I
through the
definitely
new
think
world right now.
I definitely think Wano, if Zoro's going all out, I definitely think that's a foregone conclusion to me, is that he has to go all out on Wano Kuni.
Yeah, I need a proper full showcase of what he can do post time skip.
Yeah, besides beat up fodder, I need to see
Yeah.
what
Exactly.
he's really
And,
capable
and
of.
bullying women.
Yeah.
This is why I think the queen is Okama, because Sanji needs someone to fight, and I don't think it's gonna. If it's not the Scorpion King, then it's gonna be the queen, and it can't be a female, so it's got to be like an Okama, and then that would give him good parallels to he beat all the Okama on Okama Island and shit like.
Yikes! An Okama Scorpion.
No. The Scorpion King is the king. The queen is probably something.
Because he's going off of the fact that on one of the Jolly Rogers, it was a scorpion that was there to support Kaido. I mean, not Kaido, but Jack on Zoe. That was one
for
of
real?
the Jolly Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, the queen could be a scorpion, but I think it'd be cool if it was Scorpion King.
Yeah,
It'd be a cool fruit for sure.
I'm with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready to see actual Zoan fruits and not these smiles anymore. These smiles are trash.
Oh, you don't fuck with
Batman?
Hey,
You were letting them arrows
Batman was
fly,
trash.
my
hold on,
boy.
wait, hold on, wait. Besides Mouse Man, the smiles are trash because Mouse Man is
Thank
low key
you.
the second best character in Wano. But after Mouse Man, everybody else is
Talk to
trash.
him. Talk
You know,
to
Batman. Batman
Usopp
can
gonna
hear the
beat him,
future.
so he trash.
He couldn't hear it enough to know that Zoro was going to block his arrows.
Zoro doesn't make any noise.
I mean, that's how
No,
trash
we're not
this
doing
is.
that.
Yo, haters. Usopp gonna beat Mouse Man, so he automatically trash.
You are alive. Mouse Man is gonna low deal Usopp.
Yo, Mouse
you
Man
finna-
is
you finna
savage,
do this right now.
son.
We're not gonna sit here and do this right now. We're not
Brother,
gonna sit here and do
dude,
this.
y'all are so impressed
You
by
know the
this guy.
phrase? You know how to beat a rat?
Wait,
Or
Mater.
a liar.
This man told Urashima. He's told him, fam,
Burn
you
the
a prince.
family, dog.
Man, listen. You can say what you want. If she
Yeah,
say
he said,
no,
fuck all that
go
other
ahead,
shit.
burn the family, and then take it anyway. Bro,
Yeah,
is that
that
dude?
was
He said,
savage.
fuck all
I'll
that
give you
other
that.
shit.
That was
I'm taking everything.
Yo, Mouse
son.
Man for MVP right now. Mouse Man MVP right now.
I'm not finna do this. Mouse Man for
I'm with
MVP,
this.
fam.
I like this agenda. I'm with it. Let's push
My
this.
man's says kill you, kill everybody else. Fuck all that other shit, man.
We're not finna say it like Mouse Man ain't the real dude. But no, I don't lie. I'm disappointed because I had high hopes for Wano, mainly the Beast Pirates. I did have high hopes, and yes, the Luffy and them are here, so they gonna do the Luffy gonna do their thing. I get that, but I expected more from the Beast Pirates than what I've seen.
I think the cool thing that Oda's been doing is I feel like he's kind of trying to showcase that with this win against Katakuri, he's on a little bit of another level. Because at least the way I interpret it from the beach, when they tried to snipe him, the attack to me seemed preemptive a little bit, where it's like you strike them first before they can strike him, and then it's not to say that shit. What's his name? Kamijiro's the fucking lion. What's the guy's name again? The lion dude.
Hold him.
Hold this
There we
L.
go. Hold
Hold
him
this L.
and
How
Hiroshima.
did this?
I don't know why I couldn't remember. I remember the lion. I couldn't remember his name. That's right. Trust me. He do I think they're like super dangerous? Like no, no. But it's like Hiroshima was palming people across the entire island. At least physically, he had some type of capability. And Luffy was like no. And then after
That is true.
he fought. He hit a thing. Hold him. No. So it's like I like that. It kind of feel like he's just showcasing like you better bring someone real to try to stop him, or you better just stop.
Yeah. Hey, Luffy was snatching them sumo wrestlers out the air like baseball. Dog.
Yeah,
He just-
he's like very very calmly too. And
He's
I
like, oh.
like I don't know about you guys. Like I really like the little clash that Law and Hawkins had. I thought it was dope. I love that.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great.
That was amazing.
It was cool.
Gave me
How
wonderful
Law,
insight to Law and Hawkins shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it gives an insight to how smart Law is. Pretty much figured out his ability from this exchange. You know, to work and had props.
You in the shadow
You
realm
like
right
like
now.
it.
Yeah,
On
you
the
You are
went
going
into
right
the
now,
Matrix,
Matter right
my
there.
guy.
Yeah, Matter. You know you going right now, Matter.
Cause like the thing that Law and Hawkins are cool to me is I feel like they're very similar in types of like first of all they have really hard to fight abilities or they're tricky at least hard to kind of comprehend and
Yeah.
they're both cerebral and methodical like fighters and whatnot. So because even with this like he had the thing on his head and you know he had a room. I said like his room was a tell. So he's like that ability, you know. And then after he saw the tattoo on his hand, he's like, oh yeah, these guys are in alliance. It's probably him. I'm like, yeah, use your brain. I like this. Luffy be aping around here just fighting. Like, yeah, show me some brain work. I like this.
Yeah.
Let's see
How you guys
this
feel
right
about
there.
Otama, by the way? I think Otama was a dope character.
Yo, I like
No,
Otama. I like
I
what
hate
she's gonna be
Otama.
capable of.
I hate Otama with a passion. I hate what she represents.
Come on,
What she
don't be no
represent?
hater.
Why you hate
I'm,
Obama?
I'm
I
doing.
think
Listen, she is like it's not even not even like subtle. She is a plot device of all plot devices. Like she gonna get kidnapped. Hey, Luffy gonna get mad and gonna chase after like it's gonna happen. Listen, Otama gonna get kidnapped. She's going bye bye. Like
Man,
I don't like.
she's putting those fucking Smile Zone users to her fucking beck
No,
and
man,
call.
forget
Yo,
that. That's
yo, she,
trash.
yo, those
She's a
Kibi
beast. That's
Dangles
trash.
gonna have everyone
Them,
twerking for her.
yo, Usopp's gonna be shooting those Kibidango shits in all the Smiles' mouths. Yo,
Yo,
Man,
and then
that's
he
so
No.
I'm
trash.
with that. I'm with
Watch
that.
your mouth.
I'm
That's
with
so
that. That's
trash.
fire.
I'm not
That's
with that.
fire. I'm with that.
I'm not with that at
I'm
all.
with
That is
that.
so
That's fire.
trash. I'm not with that at all.
let me
That
tell you, that's gonna
Axe
be
Chief
the
was
whole.
it. He said it is.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
with that
gonna
at
be the
all. Yeah.
army that ain't nobody
Oh
see
no.
coming.
I'm not the biggest fan of Tama, but I'm not really like the biggest fan of Ace either, so that might not help.
I mean,
I
for
mean,
Mm,
Sabo
me,
helped, so
I don't
good.
mind
I'm an Ace
Otama,
fan.
Yeah,
but
I fucks with Sabo.
Sabo
to me, I do get vibes of Erie from My Hero
Oh
from
my
Otama.
man, listen, yes,
I
she
get
literally
those
is the
vibes a
One
lot
Piece
from her.
Erie. She
Yeah.
is the One Piece Erie fam, and it's annoying me
Oh shit!
So
because
She
I
kind
can
of
already
is.
see it coming in.
this thing
I don't think
this thing
it's
I
that
did
She
that
kind of is.
extent. Yeah, I just don't find the character that I mean, like the only part of her that's even interesting is that she like knew Ace. So like without that, just like she's not even. I don't know. Sure,
That power is gonna come in handy later in the arc.
it's already coming in
Like
handy,
it's already,
bro.
yeah.
She got bitches calling her master and shit.
I know she has speed, calling her master and everything. That's hot
Yeah, like
trash
it's
to
just gonna
me.
keep getting better.
You mean
uh,
worse?
Imagine if it worked on a Calamity, bro. I would lose my
shaking my
shit.
head.
I would
But
laugh.
no, I got
I would laugh so hard.
I don't even want to
Me
entertain.
too. If she controls a calamity, bro.
listen. Is
Hmm.
she able to control Calamity or any? You know what? I want to say no. I won't say it. I won't speak it. I won't speak it. I'm not even gonna
I
speak it.
will
He,
tip
he,
my
doesn't,
hat off to
he doesn't want to
Oda
put it into
as
the
the
universe.
greatest fucking writer
I'm
ever.
not.
You know, Oda listens to her awful idea times and actually does them.
That'd be so. Oh my god. I don't know how. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really know how I feel.
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna get tested on Chopper, and then we'll find out whether or not that shit works. Because if she can control Chopper, holy fuck!
Wait. You say you tested?
Agenda because he
So
Wait.
blocked
Chopper is
Big Mom.
actually an animal and
Blocked
That ate the human
Big
fruit.
Mom in the opening. So Yonko Chopper is out. That's the new agenda.
Oh
Yonko
no.
Chopper. Oh no.
Oh no. See,
Oh
listen.
no.
We're not finna do this right now. We're not finna do this. We're not finna sit here and do this right now,
This
man.
is the new agenda we're trying to push.
We're not
Oh
pushing that
no.
agenda. Listen,
We show him
I love
blocking.
Yo, he
Chopper.
parried that with no hockey. Ooh.
Listen, man, I
Ooh.
love Chopper and all, but listen, we're not finna push this agenda. Like we're not finna sit here and do this.
So we pushing it. It's out.
Oh no, we're not finna sit here and do this.
Chopper's greatest feat was in a One Piece opening, bro. It's pretty trash.
Hey,
Nah, he was about to take Big Mom down in the manga, dog. He was about to jump on her ass.
Yo,
Stop
guard
it.
point?
I was legit rooting for him to jump off the fucking boat, bro. I was like,
I was too. And I was like, yo, I was really impressed by that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you know what, you're a real one. Because not
if he took
everybody
out
would do
Big
that
Mom
shit.
and himself in one go, I would have been so pumped, bro. But
She just gave me the two characters you don't like at once. Oh my god!
I don't
sorry,
even
Chopper.
I don't even not like Chopper. I just like his old school.
I'm indifferent.
His
I'm
old school
indifferent.
form. His old school form is so good. Like because it was like one of those rage things that he couldn't control. It was like way more epic. Now that he controls it, he does his stupid little dances and shit. Fuck that shit.
That shit funny.
Yeah. That shit is
I
fire.
first said do that. I first said do that.
The Frankie thing was kind of funny. Honestly.
Listen. I'm sorry. Chopper right now is a goat. Besides the whole Big Mom stuff, Chopper is a goat. I'm not saying stand for any Chopper.
Besides
hate.
everything he
Chopper
did,
hate.
That
What-
arc.
What has Chopper done that's GOAT?
He blocked Big Mom. Listen, he blocked Big Mom.
Nigga.
Listen, you seen the intro. You seen the intro. Listen,
Jordan,
he
you're
finna
so
fight
trash, bro.
Big Mom.
Oh,
Listen, I'm
agenda
not trash.
has
Listen,
started.
I preach this. Listen, I preach this every day. Chopper
Hammond,
is
you
a
see what
goat.
you brought?
Listen,
because he blocked Big Mom, that puts him GOAT status.
Yes.
Does Chopper-
Listen, mother.
Think Chopper could be
Okay.
neck? I do.
Hold on, wait. Okay, mother. Okay, it's a mother. Can Luffy block Big Mom? Did he block her? No, he got slapped. But Chopper was able to actually block her and actually fight with her, as you see in the intro. Listen, I'm not finna serious stand for none of this hate. Chopper hate. Chopper is a goat.
Oh, I ain't never
Nah.
said we hate Chopper. Well, at least I don't. Can't speak for the rest of the
Chopper-
others.
In the
Yes,
middle
I
of Whole
spit
Cake, it was a dark time. I really hated him a lot.
I'm just out here spitting facts right now, fam. That's all I'm saying. I'm just out here spitting facts. This man Chopper is a goat.
Nah.
You're spitting alternative facts, bro.
Yeah. I'm
I
gonna
fucks
have
a little Tony.
to bypass that one, Chief. That's gonna be a no for me. Chopper hasn't done anything to impress me.
No, man. See, I ain't finna stand for this, but yeah, Usopp had, but yeah, Usopp has done something to impress you. Robin's impressed you, but get out of here, man. Frankie had a hot dip with Senior Pink, but Chopper, man, come on now. Not finna say I do this right now.
Choked up.
Not finna say I do this.
It's one of those things where, like, with a
That's
lot
one.
of those guys, it's just like their role is so important that even if they're not particularly super great at combatants, we need them because like Chopper's a great
The
doctor.
body.
So I don't, but I need him to tee up a little bit though.
Actually, no, wait,
Law
I'm actually,
is one. So what?
Man, Marta,
One
lag.
law is a better doctor than Johnny. I guess I am. What'd you say?
no, say it again, like, what you saying, Martyr? What you saying?
I said Law is a better doctor than what Chopper is. He couldn't even fully save the
Okay.
kids on Punk Hazard.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this right now. What is Zoro's best feat in the post skit? What is his best feat?
He cut a mountain
Could I remember?
without being serious.
He also
about-
fodderized the person who was giving Luffy trouble on Punk Hazard.
Exactly, because Monet dropped
Mhm.
Luffy into a pit.
Mhm.
And Zoro-
I'm listening.
Negative her.
I'm listening. Now, are y'all done?
Listen. I 2 days ago I hung up my 3 swords. I am anti Zoro now, so I am not. I'm tired of y'all. I am tired of you guys.
Yeah,
You
it
guys-
just means you're biased to not credit.
I
full of credit.
could not believe what they were saying with that kid Zoro stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm done.
No, that
I-
kid's
I am-
stuff
I
is
am-
blasphemy.
I am
That's
out.
blasphemy.
Nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
No.
Somebody hand me an apron and a fade suit. Okay, I'm out.
You in the face
Okay,
suit
see.
now?
I
Feed up. Say, oh my god.
Give me the
Oh,
fade
What if the
man.
raid suit? What if the raid suit's actually just a big ass apron? And that's all
I actually feel like
Bro,
they would do that
I've
to him,
already
though.
said
They
that
like-
it's
they like
either
troll
going to
him
be
like
a
that.
dress or it's going to be an apron. I've already said that.
And then
I
like,
don't
and,
trust
like
the Vince Smokes.
there's like a note and like Niji's just like ha ha ha.
Exactly. Watch. It's going to be so hilarious when Sanji gets trolled again.
Oh my
But-
god, that'll be
But that's
amazing.
going to awaken his Hell's memories times 2. Black Flame Sanji.
You remember when he was supposed to use his Hell's memories on Whole Cake Island, and he just baked some shit instead? I do.
All I'm saying is just that Zoro stuff. I'm just out. Like Zoro, Sanji, I always love them, but this is anti Zoro agenda that's gonna have to fly now.
What
guys-
happened
they-
that made
you
you
saw-
hate
saw-
Zoro?
I know, just the
What
fan base.
No,
the
it was
fan,
the fandom.
the
The
fan is just going
fandom.
crazy. And then I think
Yeah. Hassan's the
Yeah,
worst.
but-
though.
I think
But
with
you as a
Hmm?
fan, you as a fan have the responsibility of like not being an idiot about stuff. So yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Someone tells me that Chopper can beat Big Mom, I'll be like, I mean, you're just stupid. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm
Chopper
not gonna
tanked Big Mom.
like
we ain't
Chopper
gonna disrespect Chopper.
No.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
we're not
Yes,
gonna
wait,
respect Chopper
I know you saw that parry.
Chopper in guard point tanked Big Mom's punch. That's
I mean, we're saying like he could parry Big Mom, but is he gonna beat her? Like no. But if Chopper fanboy is up in here like talking shit like that, I'm be like, yo, you're
Hey, I'm just spitting facts.
Man,
I'm
Brooke
spitting facts
almost
right now.
froze her to
I'm
death. Chill out.
I'm spitting facts.
I've never met a Chopper stan in my life.
Actually,
I'm
one of
right
my
here.
good friends is
I'm
a
right here.
huge
Listen,
Chopper stan.
I'm right here, fam.
Come
Chopper
on
is a
with
goat.
that one,
Huge
bro.
Chopper and Whitebeard is favorite two characters.
I don't know, bro. I really don't know.
But yeah, I'm anti Zoro agenda out now. I bought the TL on fire yesterday with that. That shit was funny.
but
I
for real
Yo,
though,
that picture you
if,
posted, dog. I put that shit.
Why?
Yo, somebody DM me and told me they're unfollowing me for this.
Oh man.
Hey, bro, I
I was
don't know.
like, this is the man we needed in the
Someone
community
just
right
unsubbed
now.
and disliked the
Someone so
videos.
petty.
I switched up on a whim. I'm like, what did you guys just say about Kid Zoro? I'm out. I'm opting out of my contract. I want a new one.
That
What did
level
they
of pettiness
even
is
say
everything
about
that we
Zoro
needed.
though? What they say?
Huh? Oh, like so. There was okay, what I don't even remember now, but they were talking about Kid Zoro beating somebody. Like I want to say Tashigi. I can't remember who it was. And I'm thinking to myself, he lost to Kuina 2001 times before you
Exactly.
even think about talking about. You better beat Kuina.
yeah, but you can't even say that though, because like Luffy couldn't even like walk properly for
No,
like
but
10
I'm just
years.
saying,
So
Zoro fans
how
just
we?
like okay. Here's like the main thing for me. It's like don't get me wrong. Like I like both characters. I have no stake in this because neither of them are like in my top 20. I have no stake in this. I was just adding fuel to the fire for the fun of it because I it's like doing that shit. But the
Yeah,
thing was just like
I'm dumping gasoline on myself and running headfirst into that shit. You know what I'm saying?
the whole Cake Island arc and whatever, Sanji was getting it from everybody, especially Zoro fans, right? Because they have a rivalry, so it is what it is, right? In the manga, so they have the rivalry with the fan base. That's fine, right? I remember with the nail thing, we poked just a little bit of fun at Zoro, and they got
man.
Yeah, they got
defensive.
butthurt.
Oh
For
my
real.
god,
Bro,
It
we
was
were
terrible.
kidding. He was protecting Luffy and I'm like, you guys cannot be serious. There's no way you
Bro.
feel this pressed. You're joking.
I mean,
There's no way.
Sanji would have died to those nails, so I don't care. Zoro lived.
Sanji would have died.
bro, like here's the thing though. Even in portrayal, even when Oda is supposedly trying to make Zoro look bad, he isn't doing that. He's just okay. Zoro took the nails for Luffy to protect Luffy, but when he's doing it to Sanji, whenever he's trying to portray Sanji in a bad light, he legit be insulting Sanji. Like I feel bad for Sanji.
Sanji
Exactly.
got jumped by a whole ass crew and got shot once. And people
Bro, he almost
clowned
died to
him.
you win.
That's
You
what I'm saying.
win.
No.
It's
The
just
big
like
issue with
you
that.
gotta be able to take a little bit of heat. It's like you can't poke fun at Zoro because none of them can take it. That's my issue.
The big
so
issue with that
now,
whole bullet
The
thing.
slander out, agenda out.
Yeah, and like y'all act like there wasn't a whole ass fucking crew waiting for that nigga.
But
Yeah,
still,
I mean-
bro, like you win. Come on, bro. Like I don't.
We didn't even know
I
who
don't
Ewan
see,
was until
bro,
that moment.
My problem with the whole thing, my
say that
problem with like UN and them was the fact that they downplayed what Sanji took.
Yeah,
almost,
they did
2 years
downplay the
to do.
moonwalk shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not shitting
Anyone
on
can
Yeah.
skywalk. That was trash to me. That was
Yeah,
trash.
that was
Yeah.
bullshit.
Like, come
That was
on.
bullshit on
Don't-
Noah's part because
don't
that was
do
supposed to
that.
be like a special thing.
Exactly. That's supposed to be Sanji's main thing.
Jonathan.
Time skip. And you're telling me that anybody can do this.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's-
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
come on.
Like Sanji isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. But the
imagination, yeah.
problem is, like Oda portrays him in a bad light.
Oh
And
no,
he
I agree
really-
with that. Oda hates Sanji. I say that every day.
The build up to that Ewan thing, it was like he was building up Sanji to have some sort of like actual plan to get Luffy out. He kind of like mentioned it a couple times, and then he just runs in and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna run and grab him and run away." It's like that was your plan, and then he gets like fucking shot after, and then all of a sudden people are just like compiling shit, and it's just like a big ass, it's like a dirt ball. It's just rolling down a hill and just gets bigger and bigger. That's how that shit works.
It's just one of those things.
Oda-
Just like you
Oda
gotta
does
be
that
able
nigga
to
dirty.
take a little bit of heat, man. Because like, the moment I tell someone my favorite character is Crocodile, what the first thing most people say, he got beat by pre-gear Luffy. I'm like, damn, you're right, but that's my
Bro,
goal.
every time-
got drip.
Every time I say Crocodile's like equal to Luffy, I
We all
get like
know how
flame.
strong Crocodile is. We know if Crocodile was to be a villain in the post time skip saga, he would have been much more stronger and would have had maybe a bigger fandom than he has now.
No, but pre-time skip.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Dude
I
is like
feel
blocking a Kano attacks in Marineford, but like
Yeah.
pre-time skip
Yeah,
though. Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Nerds.
I suppose. I swear to God.
All right, but any last thoughts on the matter?
I
I
kind of
mean,
want. I kind of want to touch on the big thing that made everybody go insane 2 chapters
Yeah.
ago.
Oh,
think it's-
shit.
Time
oh,
travel.
the time
Yeah,
fruit.
the good old TT.
completely over the top.
I'm a
I
fan.
already
We gotta
said
talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the time John fruit didn't bother me because I was waiting for to see how Oda was gonna handle it. And Oda handled it pretty well. It can't go backward in time, so we don't have to worry about plot hacks and plot convenience with that.
Time paradoxes and stuff.
Yeah, so we're good. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that was my thing too.
And
As
even
long as that was the case with it, I was just like, okay, I can deal with this. You ain't gonna
Yep.
fuck it up.
yeah, but here's the thing though. Like even the implications of it's not like the time traveling shit. It's not gonna be a prominent plot device in the One Piece story. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
like where
I'm just
Fairy
wondering,
Tail had
like,
time traveling, and it was like the major plot point in the series. It's just something that we're just gonna brush off.
but like, why was it necessary for him to like? It just seems like throwing time travel in there. It has to be like necessary almost. Like there needs to be a reason why he had to send them into the future.
It
instead
has
of
to
just
be
doing it
something to
another
do
way.
with Roger, at least.
Yeah, there has to be something more to it that's like more impactful to the story, but it's not gonna be like a prevalent thing. Like I agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's just.
I just want to know why.
It was just like I remember reading that chapter and go, oh Lord, I could feel it. I could feel all the brain dead outrage. I could feel it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh man.
And I go on Twitter and it's the first thing I see, right? But here's the thing with me. My biggest issue was with people who were basically saying that it didn't belong in One Piece. That was the thing that struck me as odd because this is like this
How
is.
can you decide what belongs in another man's story?
And it's not even that. It's just like this series has been drenched.
Crazy ass series.
It's been drenched in absurdity from the get go. Where it was just like, I'm talking like. And with that, people when an argument suits them, they like to start to apply this super high realistic world logic to One Piece of all things, where there's dwarf, sky islands, lightning, thunder, rain, merfolk, advanced tech, super medicine. I'm talking about people can go on blaze underwater. Sanji could reconstruct your face with his Automata's rode balloons to the moon. Like, come on, man. Like, is this?
There's two sides to everything. Though,
for that level of outrage, I was like, you guys there's something wrong with y'all. And then
for every brain dead One Piece fan, there's like a brain dead One Piece White Knight who would just like suck Oda's dick if he asked him to. Like.
I agree with that.
You and far in between, bro.
But
like I wasn't even like against the time travel thing. I just said like, oh, I just wonder why it was necessary, and I was getting like full page paragraphs about all the stupid shit Oda's written into the story. I'm like, dude, I've read the whole thing. I know. I'm just wondering why he thought it was necessary.
It was just one of those things too. It's like, because like I said, for anybody who's just like cautiously optimistic, that's fine. That's reasonable. And then people are kind of telling me like, oh well, time travel rules every story. Like I don't know what made y'all been reading, but time travel has enhanced a lot of stories that I've been reading. So or like a visual novel like Steins Gate or something like what I've been playing. Like this shit was raw.
No, there's great time travel stories.
Yeah,
there's also some ones where it was introduced and it kind of like ruin the whole danger or like
I hate what's it called?
continuity.
I would rather time travel than like resurrection shit like the Edo Tensei shit.
I agree.
I would much rather time travel.
That rubs the way that time travel scares people when the concept of death isn't absolute. That rubs me the wrong way.
As long as there's no resurrecting dead people in One Piece, Oda, I'm talking to you.
We good. And then ultimately, I always feel like the concept of space and time are always they're connected, right? I can think of so many things where those things are connected. Like even like just something like simple. I think some things you guys can get is like Marvel. So there's a space stone and a time stone, right? We already have space type of abilities with like the Buka Buka no Mi, like Mondor, the Mirror Road Brule. Blue Note has is like dawn on me. So like it didn't strike me as odd that at some point we are gonna get a time devil fruit. Did I think they were gonna get sense forward through time? No, I didn't think that. But it didn't strike me as like, oh no, that doesn't belong in a pirate manga. I'm like, yo, something wrong with you. Just relax this, yeah. And then the next chapter, it was just a simple explanation. You can't go back in time. Like y'all really freaked out. Had me doing damage control, twerking for Oda all week for this to be this
I,
simple. I was
this,
so
this,
mad.
this is my whole thing. I still say time travel is the concept of the story. It's still trash. This is my whole thing. Don't, again, that's cool. Again, mechanics. You say it's cool. But this thing, you can never say that anybody's theories is wrong or doesn't have basis because, like you said, or it can just do the theory and go back and clean it up. So from here on out, anything anybody says is free game. So that's the only thing. No one can say anything as far as that makes no sense or no, I don't think that's trash. That's stupid. Can't say it anymore because, like you said, we got time travel and it'll clean it up. So anything else, or they can do it, and guess what? It's possibility now. That's my only thing is that people get the same energy with anything else. If someone says something that's super outrageous, like
No,
super
the
outrageous,
thing about it, the thing about Whole Cake Island and the stuff that didn't make sense. Oda was set a precedent in Whole Cake Island, and when it came time to address the precedent that he set, he just wouldn't address it at all. He backed away from it, and that's what made Whole Cake Island kind of trash going towards the end of it.
mm,
I'm just glad he came out
I.e.,
right after
i.e.,
our
the
biggest
light
fear was kind of
handcuffs,
quote.
Yeah.
the light handcuffs. He set that precedent. Then when it came time to adjust the handcuffs, he backed out of it. Uh, there are a bunch of other things like Judge not trusting Big Mom. And then when it came time to address it, he backed out of it. You know, it was stuff like that that made Whole Cake Island, in my opinion, lackluster.
true.
Um.
I mean, like I
Whole,
said, it all
whole,
depends on
whole,
how
cake,
that goes
whole,
about it. Go ahead, sorry.
no, sorry. I'm just saying, whole cake wasn't perfect, but I mean, I don't know. I think I still have PTSD from all the whole cake stuff. I don't want to talk
I
about
think there was a lot of maybe not a lot, but I think there was quite a few missed opportunities. I haven't reread the whole arc yet though, so I'm gonna do that at some point
I think
relatively soon.
I think people were just expecting whole cake to be too much at one time. Like this wasn't. It was a partial arc for Sanji and a partial arc to introduce a bunch of characters that we're gonna have to really deal with later on, and a little into this current arc that we're currently in because she's on her way there. Like this was supposed to be. It was a really long transition arc in a sense to introduce characters and go into the real danger of the said situation that they're going into.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if it was
mean,
just a
no
bit
one
shorter,
expected her.
it wouldn't have been as bad. I don't think, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we just weren't expecting a major arc. And then Oda gave us a major arc, and then the payoff for the major arc just wasn't there, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's essentially what happened. Because
it.
you're
Right.
thinking like they're going to go get Sanji, fight Big Mom, do all and do all that, or at least have something to do with Big Mom. But all we got was really was mainly the Luffy category. That's like the central basis of what we all left with the whole cake was Luffy category.
But it did help
Yeah.
because it did boost Luffy's overall up. So at least there was something major to come out of it. So now we can actually go into Wano and we can actually think Luffy could do shit.
Were you guys
Cool.
upset that he kind of used him as a stepping stone, or no?
Somebody had to be used as a stepping stone.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
am.
because
I'm mad about it. I'm upset about it because it's just it's a lot that I'm upset about it. I'm upset about it. I just because it just for him to make character the way he was, and for the way he wrote the fight, as far as how Luffy did, it just didn't seem right. It just didn't seem right how it played out for me. Just because
Mm-hmm.
the whole
I
time we're
still
looking at K Curry, we look at this OD superpower being. So we all know Luffy has to win, but the way Oda kept adding on to what like K Curry could do is like, what are you like? How is it going to make sense for him Luffy to win? Like first you get a future sight, okay, that's kind of hacks, but we can deal with that. Then he's awakened, okay, okay, that's a little extra. Then you show us power mochi, uh, grill mochi. block mochi,
Yeah.
the donuts, and it's like, what are you even doing? And then on top of this, Luffy happens to have something that could at least contend with it with Katakuri. And Katakuri still makes it seem like it's not much. So it's like it's
You
just
buying
this
groceries
is
or
a bad
something?
taste.
Somebody
Sorry.
is.
What's the story?
Yeah, me. Sorry.
Oh, I was in the elevator.
The Cat Curry fight is not perfect. I have issues with it. I do like it overall. I think my actual issue was is the literal conclusion to it, and not the final hit, because I don't get why people are tweaking about that. But I'm talking about like him getting up to fall back down, and just something about it. No matter how many times I read it, just something about it just does not sit well with me. And I can't put
The
my
fun-
finger on it. But the fight from a spectacle standpoint, I loved it. Or beat
Oh, yeah,
Aesthetically.
the action is great. Like the action is always great.
hard, bro.
The final hit thing was so stupid. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Actually, I thought the Brule Flampe thing was shit. I can see why he did the Flampe thing. That's like a thing like execution wise. I just don't think he pulled that one off. The Brule
Yeah,
being there.
Really, I thought that was
necessary, but-
really well done. The flambe stuff.
Nah,
No,
I mean,
I didn't like
Flampe was done well.
stuff because to
I
me-
didn't like it, but it was done well. I just didn't like it. I didn't like how he just put it. How it just put it. It just put in. I didn't like.
Maybe
I
it's just
like
not a
because it
vibe.
gave more
It
depth
didn't
to
vibe
the
with
family.
me. So.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
got-
see, and he was giving depth to the family, but one of the problems with the way that he chose to give depth was that, okay, Katakuri, even his final character development moment, it was cool, but it still doesn't explain why at this age, because earlier on he made it seem like he was hiding his mouth because people would make fun of him. His family
Right.
never made fun of him because of his mouth. That had nothing to do with it.
At least his brothers didn't.
Yeah.
Is a main
Yeah, because that's untrue, because they literally laughed at him. So they literally laughed at him for his mouth.
Yeah, the Flampe people did. Like, oh my god, you're so ugly.
Yeah,
And-
because they never saw his mouth as a kid. Flampe wasn't born. I'm saying
Yeah.
when he was with his brothers and sisters, all the older ones, they all saw his mouth and they didn't care.
But it's their situation is probably a little different. Like the way that,
Yeah.
well, at least the way that I saw it was like the whole point of Flambe was to show it kind of ties back into the pudding thing too, where like this is supposed to be this tight knit family with all different types of races, and yet they all discriminate one another. You have 3 eyes, oh, you're creepy, right? And then the Katakuri, despite everything he's done for them, the point was like Flambe has a fan club. She's best little big brother, blah blah blah, and she was the first person to turn on him the moment she just saw what he looked like. Oh, you look like a pelican. He'll spat on his face, and they're like laughing at him, taking pictures.
She
And I was
literally
like,
spat.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then that one panel I thought that was brilliant,
shit.
where he shows them like running away. Oh, he looks like a pelican eel, and his strength is monstrous. And I felt like that was a great use of showing and not telling me. Obviously, we got the stuff a little bit later with Carrot and Brule and stuff a little bit later. But at the moment, I thought that was enough for me to come. Like, I get why he's always posturizing like this and hiding his mouth and trying to be perfect. I understand. And that Merienda is literally him being able to like unwind, eat
Yeah.
some donuts and chill out, And yeah, so
Because
I
he
thought
was
Flambe
like,
was-
like a
I
kid
hate
that wanted to
Flambe,
have
but I
fun
thought she was
before.
used very well.
Yeah, but I'm saying the whole point for him hiding his mouth that Oda gave us was because of what those criminals did to Brule. That was why he hid his mouth. It wasn't because people made fun of him. It's because of what they did to Brule. Then we get to the Merienda, and he's mad because the chef see his face, and it's like,
But they were scared. They ran from him before he even really he did anything yet, just because of what he looked
Yeah.
like. It's like he had been picked on for having a pelican eel quote face. Like it's like it did happen. People did make fun of him for his looks.
You know, maybe since Katakuri taught Luffy something, maybe Luffy taught Katakuri something too.
He did.
About something corny like that, but it
Yeah,
probably
and-
happened.
And Luffy doesn't give a flying fuck. He gives a flying fuck about those fucking little.
That was
two
Oda's
little
typical
fangs.
after school special.
Yeah. What do we learn today, kids? It's not right to discriminate against other people.
Yeah.
I still think the hat on his face was like disrespectful as hell. Even though it was meant out of respect, when I read that, I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like, cover your face, bitch. No.
You wipe your face, you dead. Some fucking rush hour shit. All right, I gotta head out.
What time is it? What
I
time is
gotta
it?
head
I'm
out.
about to.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah, I'm
gotta
about to head out
now.
because I gotta
Yeah, me
go
too.
do some things. So just
All
ask
right,
real quick if
man.
y'all leave. If y'all leave, any last
Mhm.
thoughts or anything?
Mhm.
Commanders, want on anything? Any
Uh,
last thoughts?
Respect
Burrow
Marco.
versus Jack, 2019.
Fuck Smoothie.
Your facts, actually.
I want
Shout
to.
out
Smoothie
to
gonna be great.
I want to.
reasonable.
I want to.
It's,
Do you choke you out with those thighs though?
yo, death by snoo snoo.
Death by
Ah.
snooze.
Yo, shout out to reasonable Zoro
I heard
fans.
snooze, snooze.
I know you're out there. We appreciate your existence.
Man.
Shout out to the chat.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out
to
to
the
Like the
chat. Thank y'all
stream.
for coming
chat.
through.
Like
The stream.
One person unsubscribed and one person disliked the stream.
And, and do me a favor. Push the anti Zoro agenda. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Damn One Piece